This is a special presentation from News Channel Nebraska. This broadcast is presented by Currency. Does your business need financing for equipment, trucks, or trailers? All you need is Currency. Visit gocurrency.com. Faith Regional Health Services. When you need exemplary care, have faith. And by Midwest Bank. Midwest Bank is always ready to lend a hand in the communities that they serve. Log on to MidwestBank.com to find out more.
Ends tonight. It's district play as we reach week 4 of the high school football season. Hello, everyone, and welcome to high school football on News Channel Nebraska. Tonight's Nebraska Public Power District matchup, Hartington-Newcastle at Crofton. Nebraska Public Power District, always there when you need them. Alongside Lou Siefker, I'm Eric McKay. Kaylin Debin will be joining us shortly as we present, Lou, the beginning of district play. In a sense, everyone is 0-0. Although we have a 3-0 team in Crofton, ranked 8th in the state. A lot of folks think maybe ahead of schedule given the youth on this team. And we've got a Hartington-Newcastle 0-3, but they've played maybe the toughest schedule in the state of Nebraska. Honestly, there are a lot of questions still about both these teams coming into tonight.
Yeah, that's an interesting point. I think the Hartington-Newcastle have, as you mentioned, they played a tough schedule. That's what's good about this. It's district play. You just kind of start over. You can win your district, right? And I think that's the plan for Hartington-Newcastle. It's going to be tough here. They got a 4th game in a row against a very good team, and as you mentioned, an undefeated 3-0 Crofton team. 2 teams with completely different styles. Crofton loves to run the football, and Hartington-Newcastle will sling it around a little bit. This should be a fun one to watch.
We'll let you know who's running and slinging next when we introduce you to our key players. You're watching the pregame show on News Channel Nebraska.
The pregame show is brought to you by Columbus Motor Company, where you'll find one low price, plain and simple always. And by Custom Sports. Check them out at CustomSportsCo.com. NCN Sports is sponsored by Currency. Visit GoCurrency.com for details. And by Borgman Construction, voted best residential roofer in Northeast Nebraska.
Welcome back to News Channel Nebraska, live from Crofton as we get set for the Crofton Warriors and the Wildcats of Hartington-Newcastle. The Warriors come in 3-0, ranked 8th in the NCN Class D1 rankings. One of the newcomers to Class D1 and 8-man football, but this is still a recognizable brand of Crofton football. They play bully ball, and it's Wyatt Tramp who more often than not is delivering the blows on offense.
Yeah, they might have 3 less guys out there, but they play the same style of football. Very physical, as we mentioned, like to run the ball. And Tramp, he's got 500 yards, almost 500 yards rushing and 8 touchdowns already this season. He's one of those guys, they want to play physical football. Wyatt Tramp's one of those guys that's going to pound away. And eventually, Crofton will probably break a big one here tonight. Look for Wyatt Tramp maybe to do that.
A big player for them defensively as well, a very good linebacker. Meanwhile, Hartington-Newcastle, 0-3, first-year head coach Rusty Fuller's been coaching a long time, returning to 8-man, and he's back to his old 8-man ways. Open offense, they sling it around, and they have a fantastic dual-threat quarterback in Riley Sudbeck.
Yeah, Sudbeck is the slinger, right? Yeah. He's the guy that likes to throw it, but he can run it too. About 700 yards of total offense and 9 touchdowns he's responsible for in 3 games. That's outstanding. And you talk about defense, how about 22 tackles that he was credited for last week? He's a big play guy on both sides of the ball. Will be very important tonight if Hartington-Newcastle is going to spring an upset.
As I mentioned, 2 coaches with a lot of experience between them. You'll hear from them next. And the 3rd member of our broadcast crew, Kaylin Debin. You're watching the pregame show on News Channel Nebraska.
We're here at Faith Regional and getting ready to learn more about cervical cancer. Let's talk to the doctors who treat it. I'm joined by Dr. Linnea Steins, an obstetrician and gynecologist with Faith Regional Physician Services. Our topic is cervical cancer, and let's begin by talking about screenings. What can you expect with those?
Yes. Screening for cervical cancer is generally done at the well woman exam. We generally start the pap smears at age 21 unless there is a concern sooner. But at least at age 21 we do the pap smear testing. And depending on your age and your history, sometimes we also add the HPV testing as well, which is the human papillomavirus. And if there's any concerns with either one of those tests, then we generally bring you back to the office to discuss.
What are some of the symptoms or the signs of cervical cancer that people should be on the lookout?
Unfortunately, cervical cancer is generally asymptomatic when a person is diagnosed. So they generally don't even know anything's wrong, most commonly, which is why it's so important to be screened. However, if a woman does have symptoms of cervical cancer, it can be irregular or heavy bleeding or bleeding after intimacy. Other times, some women will have some abnormal discharge as well.
What are some of the preventative steps that can be taken to prevent having to deal with this?
We have really great options now. One of them is the HPV vaccine, that human papillomavirus vaccine, that has been approved, which can help prevent women from getting the HPV strain, which then go on to cause cervical cancer. And then otherwise, the pap smear is a wonderful test that we have that helps screen women for cervical cancer.
As far as treatments, what can be done to help out?
So if a woman is diagnosed with cervical cancer, they are generally referred on to a gynecologist, oncologist, and there's many different treatment options, whether that be surgery, chemo, or radiation if needed.
You're still trying to prevent as much as possible, so when should people get screened?
Women should be screened for cervical cancer at least at age 21, if not sooner, like I said, if concerns arise. And then at age 21, it's generally every couple of years, depending on their history, up until generally women in their mid to late 60s can then discuss whether or not they want to continue to have cervical cancer screening done or not with their gynecologist.
Dr. Steins, thanks so much for lending your expertise.
Thank you so much.
Back with more of the pregame show on News Channel Nebraska. We've got Crofton and Hartington-New, and right now the coach of the Crofton Warriors, Tom Allen. Coach, how are you doing today?
Good. Appreciate you being here.
And it is a beautiful night for football. What are you guys, well, first of all, I want to know a little bit about how this season has gone for you so far.
You know, so far we're 3-0. Feel really good about where we're at. I'd like to continue that. I'm very proud of the kids with their efforts so far. And again, hopefully we can get after it tonight and get another victory.
What are some of the things that you think have been really clicking for you guys to have this 3-0 start?
Defense and running game. We're able to run the ball effectively, have up to this point. And then we're playing tremendous defense. Quite a change from our start last year. Really proud of the kids. They're getting after it, and we're limiting teams, and it's getting the ball back, and we're putting points on the board.
How do you feel like the staff and the program that you have developed here at Crofton really helps progress some of your players?
You know, this last year, I don't know if you know, we transitioned to 8-man. So last year, the first 4 or 5 games, it was something else. It's just different, and I think all of us have a little more of a calm going into this year. Feel a little more experienced, and it's actually reflecting on game night too, I feel.
Yeah, it's literally playing a whole different brand of football. Second year at 8-man though, 3-0 start. I mean, you really can't ask for a much better start than this.
No, and a tremendous schedule too. Those 3 teams that we beat, they're going to be playing in the playoffs and probably rather deep. So we're happy with what we did in the past. We're worried about getting better though tonight, getting a win tonight, and moving forward.
Right. Talk about Hartington-New, a first-year head coach. I mean, here at Hartington-New, he's been around for a while. Really good coach here, and a team that's played a lot of really good opponents like you guys. What is this matchup going to be tonight?
You know, he's got a tremendous team. You know, their record's not very good, but if you look, their teams they played against are 8-1. I don't know if you did any research on that, but so that says a lot. Watch them on tape. They're very well coached. They got a tremendous staff, tons of experience. We're very concerned. To be honest with you, we got to play a heck of a game to get a win tonight.
Well, Coach, good luck. Is there any big keys that you have for tonight's game?
We got to run the ball effectively. We really do. We probably need to be a little less one-dimensional, but again, we got to keep the ball on the ground, eat up some clock, and get some points on the board.
Coach Tom Allen of Crofton, I appreciate your time.
Thank you.
More of the News Channel Nebraska pregame show is coming up next. Welcome back to the pregame show on News Channel Nebraska. Kaylin Devin here with the coach of the Hartington-New Wildcats, Rusty Fuller. Coach, how are we doing today?
Good, yeah. Feeling really good. Got a nice night for football.
Oh, it should be beautiful. Welcome back to the pregame show on News Channel Nebraska. Kaylin Devin here with the coach of the Hartington-New Wildcats, Rusty Fuller. Coach, how are we doing today?
Good, yeah. Feeling really good. Got a nice night for football.
Oh, it should be beautiful. I know it's the time where we're not quite into fall technically, but it's starting to feel like it. Right. At a beautiful venue here in Crofton today. But first of all, I want to talk a little bit about you. Your return to Northeast Nebraska. You coached at Wausau before in 8-man, then went to St. Paul, and then you come back your first year here at Hartington-New. What's it like to be back?
Yeah, we love Northeast Nebraska. Like you said, my wife's family's from Wausau, spent 7 years there, and it was great down in St. Paul last 9 years. But yeah, super excited to be back, and especially the community of Hartington. It's great people there.
Was there a reason that made you want to come back?
You know, to be closer to family was number one, especially for my wife. And then got a lot of good friends here in Hartington. And when the opportunity came, I said, we're going to jump on it.
Well, you've got that opportunity now. You've played three really tough teams, 9-1 combined with those three teams you played. What is the mindset after those first the first three games of the year?
Well, we're battle tested already. We made it through there, knock on wood, with injury free. We played some really tough competition, and we played them down the line on 3 of those games, and so we feel really good where we're at. If we can just put a complete 3-phase game together, we like our chances down the stretch.
Battle-tested team playing another giant tonight. Crofton 3-0 on the season. They've had a tremendous start to the year. What is the key to coming in here and playing a really good, clean football game?
Well, you just said it. We got to win the turnover battle. We got to win special teams. I think offensively we'll be able to move the ball on them, but you know, they've been running this offense for years, and their transition from the 11 to the 8-man game is really good. So we know what they're going to do. They're going to try to run it right down our throats. So we're going to have to make sure we're standing tall on defense.
Well, Coach, a game like this and a win like this would help propel you guys throughout the rest of the year. Either way, hoping for a clean game today, and good luck throughout this game tonight.
Thank you.
Coach Rusty Fuller with Hartington-Newcastle. We got more of the News Channel Nebraska pregame show coming your way.
Does your business need quick, competitive financing for heavy machinery, trucks, or other equipment? Currency is here to help. Whether you're financing construction equipment, farm equipment, trucks, trailers, or any other big-ticket item, Currency will automatically find the best rates. Currency facilitates loans for up to $500,000 with repayment terms up to 72 months. It's fast, easy, and free to use. Visit gocurrency.com and apply today.
A partner in your everyday since 1975. Woodhouse.
Get rewarded and earn interest for using your MyDesign Rewards checking account with Midwest Bank. I'm volleyball player Allie Badenhorst, and I get rewarded when I use my debit card grabbing a bite to eat or getting coffee before class. It's easy, simple, and smart. It's not about how much money I have in my account. I get rewarded just for using my debit card at all my favorite places. Find out more at MidwestBank.com. Your community, your bank, Midwest Bank.
The Heart and Vascular team at Faith Regional Cardiovascular Institute has spent the last 22 years focused on providing the highest level of heart care possible. With over 24,000 patients seen in the last 2 years alone, we know cardiac care by heart. Today, we offer the most advanced practices and technology to patients in 11 local communities, ensuring easier access to cardiology services. With specialists focusing on heart failure, vascular diseases, thoracic surgery, abnormal heart rhythms, and general cardiology, you can count on our heart experts to collaborate to provide you with the best care possible. Faith Regional Cardiovascular Institute, keeping a pulse on the hearts of Nebraska for over 2 decades, is the faith difference.
So this yellow jacket, it basically symbolizes that it's showtime.
The Yellow Jackets are a throwback to Monday Night Football.
The 1970s, Keith Jackson, Howard Cosell.
That was the big broadcast in the country. Now we're the big broadcast in Nebraska.
When News Channel Nebraska is covering a game, we want you to know that we take it seriously. We want to dress sharp. We have pride in what we do.
And we're going to wear those yellow jackets to show people that we're a little old school, but we're also the important broadcast of the night.
NCN Sports is brought to you by Borgman Construction. They get the work done with their own crew, never outsourcing the job. Voted best residential roofer in Northeast Nebraska. And by Region 4 Behavioral Health. Affordable, accessible, quality mental health and substance abuse services.
Home is more than a place. It is a feeling, a refuge, a comfort, and the home lending team at Madison County Bank knows how important it is to you to have a house that feels like a home. Building, remodeling, buying, or renting, no matter your home situation, stop into Madison County Bank to see how we can help you achieve your goal. Madison County Bank, here to help you grow. Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender.
NCN Sports is sponsored by Currency. Visit GoCurrency.com for details. And by Borgman Construction, voted best residential roofer in Northeast Nebraska.
Some jobs are hard work, long hours, busy days, late nights. But there's something in us that keeps us going when we know what we're doing is making a difference in someone's life. Because it's the hardest jobs that are the most important, and that pride you feel makes it more than worth the effort. NPPD, powering our state, empowering your life.
Welcome back to Crofton, Nebraska, getting set for the start of district play in Class D1. The 8th-ranked Crofton Warriors 3-0 playing host to Hartington-New 0-3, but against one of the toughest schedules in the state of Nebraska, it gets no easier tonight. Let's take a look at our starters for tonight's contest, starting with Hartington-New. We talked about them on offense. Both of these teams are very young on the line. A lot of freshmen starting this evening. We talked about what Sudbeck can do through the air. Cole Hymas, a fantastic receiver / running back for them. Defensively, they fly around. We talked about Sudbeck, 22 tackles last week. Cole Hymas credited with 19 tackles last week for Hartington-Newcastle defensively. Crofton, meanwhile, this is a run-first team. Coach Tom Allen told me this week they want to try to mix it up a little bit, get Will Steffen throwing the football a little bit more. But Wyatt Tramp, 121 rushing yards, 2 touchdowns last week. Defensively, this team is stout. They have a +10 turnover ratio, 12 turnovers forced to just 2 this year, given up. Wyatt Tramp, Will Steffen, their leading tacklers a week ago. And we get set for our opening kick. Reminds you our game presented in part by Currency. Does your business need help financing big ticket items? Well, Currency's here to help. Visit GoCurrency.com for details. It will be Hartington-Newcastle starting with the football as Crofton will kick it away in their home maroon. Hartington-Newcastle in their road white. Oh boy, that's a live ball. This could be anybody's. Nice job by the up-back to field a very difficult kick. I don't know that that was necessarily by design.
I don't think so.
But I believe that was Jason Hymas who came up and made the play. So Hartington-Newcastle with really good field position. They'll start at their 30-yard line.
Well, I think if you're the Wildcats, you certainly want to get off to a good start here. You're 0-3. You're playing a good team on the road. And you heard Coach say in the pregame, he thinks they can move the football on Crofton. You're going to have to be able to sustain drives and put points on the board.
Both coaches seem to have that concern. Coach Tom Allen saying that he's frankly worried a little bit about this team. Good little cutback on the stretch play, the sweep. That's Will Feilmeyer getting a yard. It'll be 2nd down and 9.
Well, we've heard coaches talk about trying to be a little bit more multidimensional. I think it's important, more important probably, for the Wildcats tonight to really mix it up. They can throw the football well. They can run it fairly well, too. I think it's more important for them tonight just to kind of keep that Crofton defense off balance.
Hartington-Newcastle averages 178 yards through the air. This will count as a pass and a 1st down. That's Cale Korth swinging out from the wingback position, close to 1st down yardage. We've got a Crofton player slow to get up after that gain of 8. It'll be 3rd down and 1. And that is Wyatt Tramp that is limping for Crofton right now. That could be bad news. As we take a look at our replay brought to you by Madison County Bank, here to help you grow. And that is concerning for Crofton fans. Your leading rusher and tackler limping off the field right now, Wyatt Tramp. We'll see if he's able to return to this one.
A very obvious limp. He's going to come over and sit down here. It looks like it's probably his ankle.
3rd down and 1, meanwhile, for Hartington-Newcastle at midfield. Filemeyer in motion. They fake to him, go up the middle, and don't get there. Crofton stout up front. Play made by Jace and Braxton Foxhoven. The Foxhoven brothers stop them for no gain. It's 4th down.
It's a family affair for the Crofton defense. Gets a big stop. I'm guessing that Wildcats look like they're going to go for it. They are.
Right for midfield, 4th and short. Big play immediately, and this one on the opening drive. Tried to get Crofton to jump. They did not. 2 receivers to the right, 1 to the left with a wingback. It's Sudbeck on the keeper. This time he finds the yardage necessary. Into Crofton territory for the first time. They'll give him 3, and Hartington-Newcastle moves the sticks.
Well, Sudbeck, as we mentioned, he's one of those guys. He's at the quarterback spot, obviously, that really makes this offense go, and he can do so many things. He's a good passer. I think you'd like to have that percentage come up, but he's been able to throw 5 touchdown passes, but also a very capable runner at that quarterback spot.
Had 90 yards on the ground last week in their 42-30 loss to Elkhorn Valley. Here he goes to the air. Second pass of the game complete. That's Dayton Sudbeck. Sudbeck had 5 catches last week in that 12-point loss to the Falcons. Gets 9 there. It'll be 2nd down.
Well, apparently it's all relative in this ball game. There's Sudbeck to Sudbeck. That's a good combination. Well-run route that time, and good pitch and catch for nearly the 1st down.
2nd and short. Ball at the Crofton 28-yard line. Sudbeck keeps got a hole, falls forward for 1st down yardage. 3-yard gain to the 25-yard line, and here we go, Lou. Coach Rusty Fuller's squad moving the ball a little bit. Good news for Crofton. Wyatt Tramp returning to the field.
Yeah, you're not going to keep Tramp off the field. You're going to have to cut his leg off, keep him off the field. They banged up his ankle. We'll see if that affects him here. He's back in the ball game, as you mentioned. Good news for the Warriors.
1st and 10 from the 25-yard line of Crofton. Hartington-Newcastle moving on the number 8 team in the state to open the ball game. Sudbeck alone in the backfield. He spends a lot of time by himself back there. Crofton blew that play up. In the backfield in a hurry. That one had no chance. That's Braxton Foxhoven again. Foxhoven spends a lot of time in the opposing backfield. 4 sacks on the season. That's a loss of 5. It'll be 2nd down.
Yeah, Foxhoven was just waiting for that play. Just kind of unblocked there. Yeah, you can't do that if you're Hartington-Newcastle. Foxhoven, too good of a defender. That play had no chance.
So 2nd and long. Hartington, their first minus gain of the game. Sudbeck sends Filemeyer in motion. To the air, looking deep, well covered, good adjustment, and who's got it? What's the call? They're going to say touchdown.
Wow, that's interesting. He caught the ball, but it looked like the defender took it away. The question is, was he in the end zone when the defender took the ball away?
Dayton Sudbeck caught it. Take another look. If it's a tie, it goes to the receiver. If they both have possession of it at the same time when it crosses the plane, that is a touchdown. Wow. Jack Drotzman thought he had an interception. Instead, they say Dayton Sudbeck catches the 30-yard touchdown, his 2nd touchdown reception this season. Huge play there. 2-point conversion is good as well. And how about Hartington-Newcastle coming on the road and striking first? It's 8-0 Wildcats. You're watching News Channel Nebraska.
Does your business need quick, competitive financing for heavy machinery, trucks, or other equipment? Currency is here to help. Whether you're financing construction equipment, farm equipment, trucks, trailers, or any other big-ticket item, Currency will automatically find the best rates. Currency facilitates loans for up to $500,000 with repayment terms up to 72 months. It's fast, easy, and free to use. Visit gocurrency.com and apply today.
At Faith Regional Physician Services OBGYN, listening to you to create an individualized healthcare plan that fits your needs and preferences is our top priority. Whether you need an annual checkup, specialized gynecology care, or pregnancy management, we partner with you to provide expert care using advanced practices, technology, and techniques. Faith Regional Physician Services OBGYN. Care on your terms is the Faith difference.
Hartington-Newcastle getting set to kick it away on a beautiful night in Crofton, Nebraska. 30-yard touchdown pass from Riley Sudbeck to Dayton Sudbeck. A wild play, a great adjustment by Sudbeck.
Yeah.
Crofton thought they had the interception. Instead, they're down 8. And here is Wyatt Tramp returning the kick. Good news for Crofton. Looks like he's at full speed after twisting his ankle earlier.
Yeah, go back to that touchdown. That catch by Sudbeck, as you mentioned, was just a great adjustment. It looked like that was going to either be incomplete or intercepted. Somehow he caught it. And then what both guys had, we already said, that both guys had, somewhat possession as they crossed the goal line, which goes to the offense, which is a touchdown. The defender took it away after the play had crossed the goal line.
Crofton trying to go straight ahead, not finding much. Now, we talked about both these teams, Lou, not a lot of experience back from last year. In fact, both coaches utilizing freshmen on their lines. I was talking to Coach Tom Allen this week. He feels like they might be a little bit ahead of schedule. He's been really impressed with the way these freshmen have come in and played on the line.
Yeah, absolutely. They have done a great job. This Crofton offensive line, offensive line's a tough spot to play, especially as a freshman.
See that double tight set. Here's the pitch. Left side, not much. That's Jace Panning. You'll see Panning used all over the field, both in the backfield and as a receiver. Gets about 2, maybe 3. It'll be 3rd and long, and this is a situation Crofton does not want to be in. So Wyatt Tramp was back in the game. He's now back on the sidelines, Lou. No Wyatt Tramp for Crofton on this 3rd down play.
Yeah, he came out before that last play and was noticeably limping. So they're still working on that ankle.
So Panning is the deep back with Seth Pinkelman in front of him. 3rd down and 8. Steffen will go to the air. Lobs over the top. Almost intercepted. Broken up by Cole Hymas. That pass intended for Jace Foxhoven, and now Foxhoven is down.
It looked like he landed kind of awkwardly trying to catch that ball. He might have knocked the wind out of himself. Hopefully that's the case.
Well, and watch as Hymas comes down, too. Hymas might have come down on top of Foxhoven as well. Kind of an awkward play. But, boy, Crofton can ill afford injuries to 2 of their better offensive weapons. Looks like Foxhoven's okay. That is good news, but the bad news for Crofton, likely a 3-and-out. Might have to punt the football here.
Yeah, I think you're going to have to. That's a great stand by Hartington-Newcastle. Get Crofton. We see it so often. Teams that like to run the football like Crofton, they're dangerous when they throw when they want to, not when they have to. That time there was a predictable passing situation. They had to throw the football, did not complete it. So if the Wildcats can get them in those positions, that kind of limits their effectiveness offensively.
Now here's Braxton Foxhoven. Remember, this is an 80-yard field. He's averaging 41 yards a punt coming into tonight. Now, Crofton doesn't punt it a whole lot. Foxhoven gets a leg into it. It's a pretty good one, angling to the near sideline. It'll go out of bounds. We'll see where they mark it. Hartington-Newcastle looks like they'll have pretty good field position. They're going to start at their own 23-yard line. That's a 22-yard punt, no return. 3rd member of our broadcast crew, Caitlin Devin. Take it away.
Thanks, Eric. The Hartington-Newcastle Wildcats, they've been the road warriors for the first 4 games of the season, playing 3 away games, but fortunately, Coach Rusty Fuller knows that this team, although they are playing on the road a few times, they are playing teams close to the area. Why not Crofton and playing at home for one game? It's less than a 20-minute drive for each of those games. So it's a good thing for Coach Fuller. He mentions that the Wildcats, they want to be the home team tonight. They got dressed in Hartington. They drove the bus down. They want to act like it's a home game. And right now, the Wildcats with a big first touchdown play on that jump ball from Sudbeck to Sudbeck. It's been a good game so far. Back to you guys.
Yeah, and I mean, Coach Fuller was at St. Paul. He's used to all kinds of long drives there.
Yeah.
At Class C1, you put in a lot of mileage on Highway 30. Second down and 10 after the incomplete screen play. Sudbeck straight ahead for a yard. It'll be third down and 9. That screen play, Lou, was set up pretty well, but the receiver slipped.
Yeah, it looked like it was set up. Good pressure that really got to the quarterback that time pretty quickly before Sudbeck, I think, to get rid of the football a little bit quicker than he wanted to.
Sudbeck to the air on third down. Over the middle, has a man, overshot him. Was looking for Cale Korth.
That time, Eric, good pressure by Braxton Foxhoven. Got to Sudbeck and made contact as he threw that football. So a couple of plays there on this drive for Crofton defensively. Just really good pressure from that front, forcing Sudbeck to get rid of the football very quickly.
It's fourth down and 9. Hartington-Newcastle's offense on the field at their own 25-yard line.
That's a gamble if they go for it here.
And now it's going to be 4th and 14 because you just had a lineman shift. So does this change what Coach Fuller wants to do? You know, if you've been following 8-man football in Northeast Nebraska for a while, this Hartington-Newcastle offense might look somewhat familiar. It is the exact offense Coach Fuller ran when he coached Wausau for 6 years prior to joining St. Paul.
Got a quick kick coming. Here you go.
That's exactly what it is. Sudbeck, he's a good punter as well, 38 yards per punt. Crofton did get a guy deep back at the 19-yard line, well returned to the 35, but that is a good punt there, 41 yards. Flips the field a little bit, but a nice return by Robbie Fisher, and Crofton will have good field position at their own 35-yard line.
I like what Fisher did there. He fielded the punt and then goes north-south, I guess in this case east-west, because
That's true,
it's an east-west. But he goes up the field and he got a good return. Special teams can be very important in any game, and I think it's going to be big in this one.
1st and 10 from the 35. This Crofton offense not exactly explosive. QB keeper not getting much. Even 3-0. They're averaging just 236 yards per game, but that's kind of been their MO for years. Even when they were 11-man, it was sort of death by a million cuts. They would just get 4 yards, 4 yards, 4 yards, and grind the game till they beat you.
Well, what they want to do is to wear you down, and that's when you get the big run. You get the late fourth quarter, you get a big run on the defense, and they do it because they play so physically in that running game.
Still no Wyatt Tramp. His ankle is currently getting taped on the sideline. It is 2nd and 10. So they pitch to the deep back who's got a hole. There's that big one. Breaking a tackle into the open field. This is Jace Panning. Stopped just shy of the end zone. A touchdown saving tackle made by Dayton Sudbeck at the 2. But not before Jace Panning gets 42 yards. It's 1st and goal.
Well, first of all, look at the hole at the point of attack. He does a great job to get out there, and boy, what a tackle by Sudbeck. That looked like a touchdown, and Panning is frustrated because he saw nothing but green grass. Gets to the 1.
Going straight ahead with a quarterback on 1st and goal. They do not get there, maybe a yard for Will Steffen. Panning has been a good second option for them in the running game this year, has 3 rushing touchdowns coming into tonight. He's also their leading receiver, has all 3 of the touchdown passes that Will Steffen has thrown this year.
Well, usually Crofton, they'll take those big runs in the second half, but you'll certainly take it in the first quarter if you can get it, and that was a big run by Panning.
2nd and goal from the 1. Steffen trying to find room on the left side, doesn't find much, but still gets in. Touchdown, Crofton. He got just enough, leaned forward, and Will Steffen has his 3rd rushing touchdown this season.
Well, Crofton did what they had to do. They get the answer. Starts with a good punt return, a good run by Panning, and then the 1-yard quarterback sneak by Steffen, and this Crofton offense gets on the board.
So Crofton's defense comes up with the big stop. And now a chance to tie the game here with a 2-point conversion. They'll hand to Panning, looking for room around the end. He's not going to get there. So Hartington-Newcastle retains the lead, but Crofton on the board. It's 8-6, Hartington-Newcastle. You're watching News Channel Nebraska. The sun setting behind the pines here at Crofton High School, one of the most unique settings for high school football in the state of Nebraska. You're not going to find a lot of pine tree-lined football fields in the Cornhusker State. Just a gorgeous facility up here in northern Knox County.
Absolutely is. I believe James Taylor wrote a song, Crofton in the Pine.
Something like that.
Something like that.
All right, that's old reference number one for those keeping score. Vegas had the line, the over-under was 3.5.
Yeah, we'll break that.
Easy. This one's going to go out of bounds. So Hartington-Newcastle will get good field position. Well, here we go. Both teams have scored a touchdown. Crofton has shown they're not a one-man show on offense. Their running game still working with Panning in the backfield as opposed to Wyatt Tramp. Now can Hartington-Newcastle get back to what they were doing earlier, moving the football through the air.
Yeah, they did a nice job on that first drive. Obviously had the big pass play for the touchdown. I think it's going to be really important for the Wildcats tonight. Even though they run that kind of a mixture of an offense where they run and they pass, they've got to be able to sustain some drives. You know, you talk a lot about Crofton wanting to hold the football and run. I think it's important also for Hartington-Newcastle to be able to put together a few, time-consuming long drives and obviously put points on the board.
Yeah, they got to avoid penalties before the snap, too. Another procedure penalty. That's the second against Hartington-Newcastle. You know, this is the first time this season Hartington-Newcastle has had the lead in a game. Now, again, they've played Wynot, they've played Plainview, they've played Elkhorn Valley.
Yeah.
That's a tough start to the season.
Start. All good teams.
Now on 1st and 15, swing pass, right side, set up pretty well. Back across the original line of scrimmage is Will Feilmeyer. Out across the 25 to the 27-yard line. Give him 7. It'll be second down and 8.
I think you needed that there on first down after the 5-yard loss. Looks like you mentioned second and 8. You don't want to, no matter what offense you're running against two good defenses, you don't want to be behind the chains too often here tonight.
Out of the gun, Sudbeck pressured by Foxhoven again. Flushed and sacked. Brought down back to the 20-yard line. Jace Foxhoven gets credit for the sack, but it was Braxton Foxhoven that broke the play up.
I'll tell you what right now, Eric, Hartington-Newcastle is having a lot of trouble with Braxton Foxhoven. He has been in the backfield. They cannot block him right now. I know there's only 3 players on the line, but you're going to have to do something to keep him out of the backfield. He's been an absolute disruptor tonight.
Well, that time he got into the backfield a little too early. A couple of Crofton players jumped. That was a masterful hard count by Riley Sudbeck.
Yeah, you had Bartles that jumped across there for Crofton. And that's this defense is very eager, very aggressive. The one thing you can't do, though, is listen to the quarterback's cadence. You've got to watch the football.
You talk about Hartington-Newcastle. Again, that line, 2 freshmen, Colton Cavanaugh and Lincoln Grudge, on that offensive line. That is a tough draw taken on the Foxhovens. A little bit more time for Sudbeck. There's going to be a hold on Hartington-Newcastle. This one thrown away. It's going to be 4th down. And that will happen, right? You get a pass rusher who's disrupting the backfield. You'll start to see holding penalties, and that's what we saw there.
Yeah, that one was on Lincoln Grutch there for Hartington-Newcastle. As you mentioned, one of those freshmen, he's going up against a very good, experienced player in Foxhoven who's a junior. And it's just been a rough go right now. These are the games that a guy like Grutch is going to learn from. And by the time he's a junior and senior himself, he'll be able to better handle these situations. But it's a tough matchup with Braxton Foxhoven, who is so active and so aggressive there on that defensive line.
Crofton does take the penalty, so it's 3rd down and 15. Back at the 20-yard line. 3 receivers split wide again. Sudbeck has completed just one of his last 3 passes after a perfect 3-for-3 start through the air. Pressure again, this time it's a screen, and it's set up pretty well. A lot of open field, a 1st down and more. You want to counter the blitz? You throw the screen. Hartington-Newcastle does it there, and they move the sticks with Dayton Sudbeck.
The timing of this screen was a lot better than last time, and they got rid of the football before the pressure was able to get there. Just really well set up, and a big 1st down on 3rd and long. That's demoralizing a little bit for Crofton when figure you're going to get the football back, and the Wildcats pick up a 3rd down and 15.
I'll tell you what, how much of a luxury is it for Hartington-Newcastle to have a senior like Sudbeck, the poise against the pressure that he's been facing. Little jet sweep here getting to the edge. Well, this team is quick. That's Cole Hymas getting to the edge. The junior out across the 35 to the 33-yard line. Give them 8. It'll be 2nd down and 2.
Well, as you mentioned, that a lot of speed out here for the Wildcats. Crofton, I think it's going to be important tonight for them to tackle well in space. Hartington-Newcastle has some playmakers. You got to be able to tackle well.
There's one of the playmakers at Sudbeck up the middle, breaking free across the 20, down to the 17-yard line. 21-yard gain, and Lou, now you see why Coach Tom Allen was saying he was concerned about this 0-3 team.
Yeah. And what you've seen from Hartington-Newcastle right now, using that aggressiveness against Crofton with the screens and the quarterback draw, that's really going to slow that rush down a little bit from the Warriors.
From the 17-yard line, Sudbeck to the air, pressured, flushed, steps up, he's got room again. Inside the 10, lowers the shoulder, takes on Wyatt Tramp, a matchup of NCN key players, but that might be a 1st down scramble. No signal yet. They will say 1st down. That's a gain of 11 for the senior signal caller.
Yeah, you're going to see the clash of 2 of the best 8-man players around. But so far, Sudbeck has done a really nice job on this drive, making plays.
1st and goal from the 6. Sudbeck wants the edge. Gets close to the goal line inside the 5. Ridden down by Seth Pinkelman, but gets to about the 2. It'll be 2nd and goal.
One thing to watch for is a guy like Wyatt Tramp, a great linebacker out there. I think he's probably fine when that ball's coming at him. How often is he going to be able to run sideline to sideline with the bad ankle?
2nd and goal from the 2. Hartington-Newcastle keeping that spread set. In motion's Filemeyer at Sudbeck up the middle. Sudbeck into the end zone. Touchdown, Hartington-Newcastle. Coach Fuller said he wanted it to feel like a home game. The Wildcats feeling at home. Riley Sudbeck, his 5th rushing touchdown this year.
Well, just a great drive by the Wildcats. They have come to play. I think both coaches thought this could be a very close game, and it's turning out to be that way. A big drive there by Hartington-Newcastle.
And we've got a stoppage before another procedure penalty. So this 2-point conversion will move back a bit. But remember, what sparked it was a Crofton penalty. Sudbeck on the hard count got a 3rd and 10 into a 3rd and 5. They converted from there, and that really sparked this drive.
Yeah, absolutely. They picked up a 3rd and 15 there after that penalty, which was big. Now, this is something to watch for as well in this ball game. That's one thing great about 8-man football, 2-point conversions.
Yeah.
Who's going to be better tonight at 2-point conversions probably wins this game.
Hartington-Newcastle from the 8 over the middle into traffic. What a snag by Dayton Sudbeck. And the Wildcats lead by 10. Well, who's the 0-3 team? You wouldn't know it by that scoreboard. Hartington-Newcastle up 10. You're watching News Channel Nebraska.
Let your next adventure take flight in Sarpy County, Nebraska for some high-flying fun. Legendary family adventures, out-of-this-world shopping, star-studded evenings, and award-winning experiences. Our flight trips are never canceled. Stay, play, and plan your getaway at GoSarpy.com.
High school football on NCN presented in part by Midwest Bank. They can make your personal and business banking easier with mobile banking. Log on to MidwestBank.com to find out more. Coach Tom Allen, 9th year at the helm of this Crofton team. He said he had concerns coming into tonight. And now we see why. This Hartington-Newcastle offense, Lou, is for real.
Yeah, I like this team. I like the way they have shown up. 0-3, you're going on the road, play an undefeated team. You would not know it. If you just showed up at this game, there's no way you would guess that Hartington-Newcastle is 0-3. They have come to play and play well.
I think even more impressive when you consider the youth on this team. We've talked about the freshmen, but there are not a lot of seniors on this roster. For an 0-3 team, you can tell this is a squad that's maybe bought in a little bit to what Coach Fuller wants to do. Up back will field this at the 21-yard line. Good cutback. There's a lane to the near side. Good tackle in the open field by Tyler Hutchinson. But a nice return by Fisher, and Crofton has great field position once again.
Fisher has done a good job with the kickoff returns here tonight. Good field position, exactly what you want if you're Crofton. Going back to the two-point conversion thing, if you think about it, Crofton missed their two-point conversion. Hartington-Newcastle got both of theirs. That's a 4-point swing. That's significant.
Yeah. Now Crofton from the 35. Steffen, the pitch. Here's Wyatt Tramp into the pile and not much farther. Tramp came into today 7 yards shy of 500 on the season. He's a yard closer there. It'll be 2nd down and 9.
Big old Aiden Rosner there for Hartington-Newcastle in the middle of that scrum. He's a big young man. They're 220 pounds, number 54 for the Wildcats.
Great athlete. He had an interception for a touchdown last week in their 12-point loss to Elkhorn Valley. First quarter was really the difference in that game. The Falcons jumped out to a 16-0 lead. Hartington-Newcastle played them pretty evenly after that. Swing pass to the near side. Slipping is Pinkelman. That allows the defense to come and snag him. Sudbeck and Korth combine on the stop after a gain of about 4. It'll be 3rd down and 5.
Yeah, that might have even been a first down or been a lot closer. Unfortunately for Crofton, Pinkelman slipped, and it took him a second to get his footing and allowed the Wildcats to race over there and limit that pickup on that play.
3rd down and 5. Ball right at midfield. Steffen tried to get the Hartington-Newcastle defense to jump, didn't get it, and Crofton's going to have to burn a timeout. We'll take one as well. It's Hartington-Newcastle by 10. Big 3rd down play next on NCN.
At Faith Regional Physician Services OBGYN, listening to you to create an individualized healthcare plan that fits your needs and preferences is our top priority. Whether you need an annual checkup, specialized gynecology care, or pregnancy management, we partner with you to provide expert care using advanced practices, technology, and techniques. Faith Regional Physician Services OBGYN. Care on your terms is the Faith difference.
And we got 2 college football games coming your way on NCN tomorrow. Starts at 11:45 tomorrow morning. Missouri Southern taking on UNK. The Lopers looking for a big win at home, then a big one tomorrow night. Wayne State hosting Southwest Minnesota State. Wildcats trying to bounce back against a tough loss against a top 10 team. At Southwest Minnesota State coming to town tomorrow evening. Both those games right here on NCN. 3rd and 5, and Crofton gets nothing. Hartington-Newcastle's defense bows up. That's Rosner in making the play as well. Lincoln Grutch there also, no gain, and it's 4th down.
Crutch, the freshman, had that holding call, made up for it on that play. Great stand there by that Hartington-Newcastle defense, and well, I think you almost, if you're Crofton, I think you'd have to think about punting the ball away. It's too early, I think, to give them the football. Maybe not.
Well, it appears to be a punt formation, but they've got two essentially gunners on both sides, and I don't think they had enough guys on the line of scrimmage.
Perfect. The penalties, they kill you.
That was a fake. That was going to be a first down and maybe a touchdown, but I don't think Crofton had enough guys on the line of scrimmage.
Yep. That's unfortunate. It looked like a fake was coming there, and it was. But the penalty is going to eliminate. Now I think you punt the football.
You had Braxton Foxhoven throwing to Jace Foxhoven. There was a little bit of confusion pre-snap, and that was going to be a big play. But now Crofton.
Boy, how frustrating for Crofton.
Well, they didn't mark off any yards. So did Hartington-Newcastle decline the penalty? Wow.
I don't know what happened there.
Now we've got a stoppage. Hartington-Newcastle calls timeout. Well, I'm confused as to what happened. They did not mark off any yardage there.
Clearly a penalty was called. I'm not sure. My only thought is what you just said, is that Wildcats turned down the penalty. I'm not sure why you do that on fourth down.
So they call timeout to make sure that they've got the defensive setup that they want. It's 4th down and 5 still. 13 seconds to go in the opening quarter. Well, it's been a wild game so far.
Yeah.
You've got Crofton, who's, they beat Summerland. They've played 3 teams that are probably playoff teams. They got an impressive win against Bloomfield, 16-2.
That's an impressive
And
game.
then last week just absolutely beat the brakes off of Neely Oakdale, 52-12. They forced a lot of turnovers in that game. The Warriors really struggled. Neely Oakdale Warriors really struggled with turnovers. They're not going to lose by 40 to a lot of teams this year, even with Aiden Kuster moving on. All right.
That win at Bloomfield was impressive. Held the Bees to 2 points.
Now Foxhoven does get the punt away. Hartington-Newcastle didn't send anyone back. This will roll into the end zone for a touchback. 40-yard punt, no return, nets 25 as Hartington-Newcastle will start this drive at their 15-yard line. Playing with house money, up 10 with maybe a play or two to go in the first quarter.
Well, I don't think you could have started the ballgame much better than Hartington-Newcastle did. Again, coming on the road, 0-3, playing an undefeated team, and you're about to go into the second quarter up 10. I think you'll take that all day long.
I think the key is they've found a way to neutralize Crofton's pressure a little bit by running kind of right at him. Let's see what they do here. That's exactly what they try. Sudbeck bounces. Gets a couple, maybe 3. Mark him down at the 18-yard line. So Riley Sudbeck, he's like a running back who can throw the ball. He's a really good runner of the football. In fact, they give him 4. It'll be 2nd and 6 when we get back. End of 1. How about this? It's Hartington-Newcastle up 10 on the road. You're watching high school football on NCN.
Does your business need quick, competitive financing for heavy machinery, trucks, or other equipment? Currency is here to help. Whether you're financing construction equipment, farm equipment, trucks, trailers, or any other big-ticket item, Currency will automatically find the best rates. Currency facilitates loans for up to $500,000 with repayment terms up to 72 months. It's fast, easy, and free to use. Visit GoCurrency.com and apply today.
Second quarter about to get underway here in Crofton, Nebraska. The home team, the home fans stunned a bit, trailing Hartington-Newcastle 16-6. The 0-3 Wildcats have come to play against the number 8 team in the state. Alongside Lou Ziefker, Caitlin Devitt on the sideline, I'm Eric McKay. But Lou, Hartington-Newcastle, they've had some penalties. Other than that, they have played fantastic football on the road here tonight.
Yeah, we talked about it in the first quarter. Crofton a few times there was really difficult to keep out of the backfield. So what they're doing is neutralizing that aggressiveness with the screens, with the draw plays. And if you're the Wildcats, you hope that slows that defense down a little bit. Not that play, though.
Not on that play at all as they come off the edge and bring Sudbeck down in the backfield. That's going to be a loss of a couple. It'll be 3rd down about 8. I believe that was Wyatt Tramp that came in off the edge. That was indeed. Tramp had 8 tackles a week ago. in their 40-point victory over Neely Oakdale. Sudbeck, that was his 12th carry, 35 yards on the ground. Going to the air here, has a man wide open. It is caught into Crofton territory, brought down from behind, but a big play to Dayton Sudbeck, who caught the touchdown earlier. He connects with a huge play there down to the 14 of Crofton.
Well, Sudbeck to Sudbeck again, and the receiver Sudbeck there gets behind the defense. If that throws out in front of him, that's a touchdown. He had to wait for it a little bit, but it was about 5 yards behind that defense. A blown assignment for Crofton, and boy, does Hartington-Newcastle take advantage of it.
A 49-yard gain on 3rd and 8, and now into the red zone again is Hartington-Newcastle. Sudbeck. Screen pass set up, knocked down, and incomplete. Jace Foxhoven gets the paw on it. It'll be 2nd and 10.
Yeah, good job there to break that up by getting your hands in the passing lane. We'll see if Crofton at any time maybe fakes that pressure and goes back in coverage on when they're anticipating a screenplay. But you always have to worry about Riley Sudbeck at quarterback. If the pass isn't there, he's such a threat to run.
2nd and 10 from the 14. Filemeyer in motion. Sudbeck will keep up the middle. Bounces, doesn't get much. Good pursuit there. Jace Foxhoven, Wyatt Tramp combine on the stop. It's 3rd and 10.
Well, Jace Foxhoven is the senior. He's the older of the two Foxhovens, and both those guys so relentless on that defensive side of the ball.
Call it 3rd and 11. They mark the ball back at the 15-yard line. 3 receivers bunched to the near side. Sudbeck, flushed. Going to try to take it himself, gets to the edge, had nothing. Great coverage downfield. Sudbeck gets about 4. It'll be 4th down now and 7.
As Foxhoven again chasing Sudbeck down. They're going for it here on 4th down.
And they're going for it quickly, wasting no time getting to the line. 4th and 6. Ball at the 10-yard line. Yeah, call it 4th and 7. Sudbeck to the air, slant route, caught, 1st and goal. What a catch by Dayton Sudbeck, timed perfectly down to the 3-yard line. That's a 1st down for Hartington-Newcastle.
Well, that was just an excellent route that was run by Dayton Sudbeck. Got to the chains, and his brother gets him the football. Again, good pitch and catch. Those guys obviously know each other. That was well executed for the 1st down.
Dayton Sudbeck, 113 yards on 5 receptions already in this game, and a touchdown. 1st and goal from the 4. Sudbeck up the middle, splits the pair, gets to the 2. It'll be 2nd and goal from about the 2.5-yard line.
A lot of football yet to be played, but this feels like a big opportunity for Hartington-Newcastle really take control of this game. Again, a lot of time left to be played, but you'll take it if you're Hartington-Newcastle coming on the road, and if you can score here, especially if you get a 2-point conversion, you could be up 18 points in the 1st half.
First order of business is finding a touchdown. Filemeyer in motion on 2nd and goal. He takes the handoff and can't get there. The door shut quickly. That was Seth Pinkelman. Gain of a yard. It'll be 3rd and goal.
That's a tough door to run through, man. That closed in a hurry. Good job there by Crofton defensively.
Yeah, when Sudbeck handed that ball off, I thought he had it. But Pinkelman, great pursuit to the ball. This Crofton defense, they swarm. No doubt about it.
Yeah, it's going to be tough to do anything conventional here against this defense. They run very well. They're very strong up the middle. What Hartington-Newcastle's been able to do in this 1st half is just keep them off balance.
And looks like Hartington-Newcastle's going to use a timeout here, think about what they want to do on 3rd and goal. Big play coming up next. Stay with us. You're watching News Channel Nebraska.
Fall harvest means long hours for you and your equipment. You both need a fuel that can handle the pressure. So use Cenex Ruby Fieldmaster Premium Diesel from Farmer's Pride for more power, better fuel economy, faster starts, and special additives to help reduce downtime. What's more, when you do business with Farmer's Pride, you'll notice a personal touch that goes beyond the expected. Farmer's Pride, in the field, on your farm, in your community.
Hartington-Newcastle trying to cook up a play that's going to extend their lead. It's 16-6 on our scoreboard, presented in part by Faith Regional Physician Services. When hard work hits you hard, have faith. There's been some hard hitting here tonight. Crofton needs to find some hard hits, come up with a stop, down 10. And Hartington-Newcastle with a 3rd and goal. Got to believe they've got 2 plays cooked up here.
Absolutely.
How about 2 tight ends for Hartington-Newcastle? You don't see that very often. It worked. Touchdown, Wildcats. Riley Sudbeck, 2nd rushing touchdown tonight. Are we sure they're 0-3, Lou?
Yeah, I know. Yeah, they must have, I don't know, maybe they were playing some NFL teams. I don't know. This team looks really good. That's, Sudbeck's got a couple of touchdown runs, but that's hurt his averages. They're both 1-yard runs. He'll take it, obviously.
Yeah, he's got 16 carries tonight. He's only averaging about 3 yards a carry, but again, he's had 2 that have gone for touchdowns. Now going to the air on the 2-point conversion. Lobs it back to the end zone. Caught! And the conversion is good. Hartington-Newcastle 3 for 3 on extra points. And they're up 18 on the number 8 team in the state. Back after this, you're watching News Channel Nebraska.
After my daughter was born, we found out that she had a lip and a tongue tie. We got her tongue and lip tie revised. Some other steps we decided to take also was recommended by the dentist who did the lip and tongue tie for us, was to come see a chiropractor for some body work. Dr. Kim was great, and she just heard my story that we were having issues with breastfeeding, and just the results that we had instantly. That blew me away. I never even expected that. She is very passionate about the people she's working with and for, and the amount of care that she has for them.
I made a mistake earlier. I said Hartington-Newcastle had not led in a game yet this year. That's not true. They actually did have a lead on Wynot in week 1, but Wynot ended up winning that game 50-26. They got the lead here. It's 24-6 on unbeaten Crofton.
Now, this has been an impressive first half, and I go back to the 2-point conversions. Those are going to be big because they've been able to extend their lead, not just extend it by scoring touchdowns, but by getting those 2-point conversions.
Lou, we can talk offense. Let's talk defense. Hartington-Newcastle has only given up 51 yards, 42 of those on 1 play for Crofton. The Warriors have run just 10 plays from scrimmage in this half. They got some room here to the outside. Look out. Flag comes in, though. Crofton, a big play, but I think it's going to come back. That is a great return by Jace Panning, but laundry on the field. And that is the second time that a big play by Crofton has been erased by a penalty.
I got a blocking foul on Crofton, and boy, those really sting because Panning almost took that to the house, set his team up in great field position, but the penalty, boy, that just, again, it stings because it takes any momentum away. You had a big play, you're already down 18, you just can't have these sort of penalties that put you in those holes and take away big plays.
Remember, they had the penalty earlier on what looked like was going to be a successful fake punt. Ended up punting it away and starting what ended up being the most recent touchdown drive for Hartington-Newcastle. So Crofton backed up to their own 18-yard line, worst field position they've faced tonight. Pitch outside, that's a setup well. Near sideline, that's a first down. Jace Panning using that speed to get out across the 30 to the 33-yard line, a gain of 15 and a first down.
Well, for Crofton, you got to mix it up a little bit. They look like, they got Hartington-Newcastle, 7 guys in the box. They're able to pitch outside, pick up a good gain by Panning on first down. kind of an important drive here. Again, still second quarter, but I think a big drive for Crofton.
From the 32-yard line. Pitch goes to Panning, trying to get the edge the other side, and does so. Good adjustment by Crofton here. They weren't getting much up the middle, but a couple of pitches to the outside. Something to think about, Lou. If Crofton gets too far behind, this is not an offense that's built for big plays.
Yeah, they'll have some from time to time, but they play a lot better when they are in the lead, when they can control tempo, control clock. Down 18, not a place Crofton wants to be or is even really has been at all this season.
Gain of 7 at 2nd and 3. He'll pitch it to Panning again, trying the near side. This time Hartington-Newcastle there for him. And there's Riley Sudbeck. Again, all he did last week was get 22 tackles. Not all of them solo, but he is everywhere. Had 39 tackles coming into tonight.
You know, it's nice when your quarterback gets 22 tackles, right?
3rd and about 2.5. Ball at the 41-yard line. Pitch, Panning, has a hole, has a first down, and more. Panning into Hartington-Newcastle territory. Brought down by Cole Hymas, but not before he gets to the 24-yard line. That will move the sticks for Crofton.
A good drive here so far. Good cutback by Panning. Watch Hymas, though, come up. That's a nice tackle. Touchdown-saving tackle there by Hymas. But Crofton, the Warriors, on the move.
17-yard gain. Jace Panning has been very good tonight. 6 carries, 82 yards on the ground. Wyatt Tramp back into the game here on 1st and 10 and hold everything. We've got a timeout called by Hartington-Newcastle. That's their last of the half. We'll take one as well. 6:15 to go. First half, Crofton on the move, trailing 18. You're watching News Channel Nebraska.
It's never been easier to get rewarded for using my debit card at Midwest Bank. I'm volleyball player Allie Batenhorst, and with my rewards checking account, I get rewarded for the simple things. Each time I swipe my debit card getting gas or picking up groceries. With Midwest Bank, it's not about how much money I have in my account. I get rewarded for just using my debit card at all my favorite places. Find out more at MidwestBank.com. Your community, your bank, Midwest Bank.
Hartington-Newcastle out of timeouts. Trying to come up with a defensive adjustment. Crofton on the move. They've got it 1st and 10 in Hartington-Newcastle territory at the 24-yard line. Steffen. Hands off. This is Tramp. Had a little bit of room off the right side, but Dayton back. The impressive tackle. Driving Tramp backwards. It'll be 2nd and about 8.
Yeah, not much on 1st down. If you're Crofton, you'd like to have good, positive carries on 1st down to set up your offense. Important for Hartington-Newcastle defensively to win those 1st down situations.
Wyatt Tramp just 4 carries, 3 yards so far. Adding to it here. Finds some room up the middle, bounces through. Another touchdown-saving tackle over the top. Right at the 1st down sticks across the 15 to the 14-yard line. No signal yet. They're going to say
Tramp
just short.
Eric Tramp limping, and they brought Panning in, and Tramp was trying to wave him off. he wanted to stay in the ball game. Tough guy is Tramp, but that ankle is very problematic here tonight.
Yeah, he's been limited. Jace Panning has done a nice job filling in. They're going to measure. And just short, a couple of chain links. So it'll be 3rd down and like 3.5 inches. The funny thing is if they convert it, it'll get credited as a 1-yard run. Yeah.
Yeah, give or take several inches, I guess.
So call it the 15-yard line, 3rd and short. Panning is the deep back. That's who they give it to. Panning to the edge, first down, turns the corner, inside the 10, breaks away, still going, fighting, into the end zone, touchdown, Crofton. Jace Panning from 15 yards out. And Crofton back within 12.
Well, Panning has been very effective, and that's just a great individual effort. Gets out on the edge, breaks a tackle, and then pulls away from some more Wildcats that come over there to try to get him. But he gets in the end zone. That's a big-time run there by Panning. You know, you lose a guy like Tramp. He's still trying to figure out that ankle, but Panning has really picked it up and has played very well.
Now can Crofton get the two-point conversion? They'll go to the air. Steffen has a man over the top. It's caught by Jace Foxoven. And the Warriors come alive. 5:20 to go first half. 24-14. Hartington-Newcastle leads. You're watching NCN.
NCN Sports is brought to you by Borgman Construction. They get the work done with their own crew, never outsourcing the job. Voted best residential roofer in Northeast Nebraska. And by Region 4 Behavioral Health. Affordable, accessible, quality mental health and substance abuse services.
My dad's addiction and death from overdosing on opioids has taught me it's likely that everybody knows somebody who is struggling with this very problem. Losing my mentor, my best friend, he took one pill too many that ultimately killed him.
5:20 to go first half. Crofton, a much-needed scoring drive wrapped up by a 15-yard touchdown run by Jace Panning, his fourth rushing touchdown this year. And Crofton back within 10 alongside Lou Seifker. I'm Eric McKay from the 5-yard line. Will Feilmeyer is handled. Brought down with authority by Seth Pinkelman and Jace Foxoven. And Hartington-Newcastle backed up to their own 15-yard line.
Well, the third phase of the game is the special teams unit. And so far, I think Crofton has won that stage. They have done a great job returning kicks and masterfully covering that kick, giving Wildcats no field position whatsoever.
So Hartington-Newcastle first and 10 from the 15. Man in motion. Sudbeck keeps. Off the left side for a couple. It'll be second down. Sudbeck, 17 carries, 42 yards, and a couple of touchdowns in the first half. Hey, folks, tune in every Monday and Tuesday to NCN for the Husker Football Coaches Show. Hear from Matt Rule as he talks about the previous game and the road ahead. The Husker Football Coaches Show brought to you by United Healthcare, where small towns matter. Second and 8 for Hartington-Newcastle. Swing pass near side through the midst of Will Feilmeyer, incomplete. The freshman couldn't haul it in. It'll be third down and 8 for the Wildcats.
I think Feilmeyer looking to run. He might have heard some footsteps as well. A lot of Crofton Warriors running over there. Feilmeyer did not secure the football, so now third down and long for the Wildcats.
128 passing yards for Hartington-Newcastle in this first half. They'll need at least 8 here on third down. Looking deep down the far sideline. Has a man off the fingertips. Incomplete. Hymas had it in stride, but it's fourth down.
So close to a big play. So close off his fingertips. Hymas had his man beat. That ball was pretty well thrown. Maybe a missed opportunity there by Hartington-Newcastle. I think you definitely have to kick the football away here in this situation.
They appear to have the offense split out. Wonder if we'll see another quick kick here. That is indeed the case. Sudbeck boots one. No one back deep for Crofton. This is going to take a Hartington-Newcastle roll. You talk about flipping the field.
Yeah.
That one's down at the 9-yard line. That is a 54-yard punt. No return. Caitlin Devitt on the sidelines. Take it away.
Well, Tom Allen is no stranger to coaching tough, gritty football teams here in Crofton, Nebraska. Crofton, 11-man for the longest time, turns to 8-man for the first time last season. They're 3-0 here in their second inaugural season as 8-man. For the second time being 3-0 since 2015, Crofton's looking to become 4-0 for the first time since 2012. Right now, Hartington-Newcastle giving them a real run for their money. But I know that Tom Allen, he loves this program, loves the adjustments that he's made with 8-man. He loves to run that football. And the Warriors getting the football back have a great opportunity to get right back in this football game, guys. Eric and Lou, back to you.
Thank you, Kalen. Yeah, Coach Allen took Crofton to the title game in 2016 in Class C2. They've been runner-up twice, have never won a state title. That's one of those head-scratchers that somehow this program has never won a state championship.
It seems like they're always a very good team.
Second down and 6 after the gain of 4 on first down. Pitch, near side. Boy, look at the hard running of Jace Panning. That young man breaking tackles.
Wow.
Out across the 15 to the 18, 4 more yards. They've had to call on his number more than usual, and he has stepped up tonight, already approaching the century mark.
Yeah, Panning is just a sophomore, but he got a lot of yards on that carry by himself. He broke some tackles and sets Crofton up for a third down here in 2.
He is, in fact, over the century mark, 105 yards on 9 carries. 3rd and 2. Pitch. Panning, first down, bounces, near side, has room, out across the 30. And here's that Crofton offense that we've seen over the first 3 weeks of the season, but it's with a different running back, Jace Panning.
And that time, I think you got to credit the offensive line. Panning went about 5 to 10 yards before anybody touched him. Great job there up front by the Warriors, and potentially a big drive here for Crofton as we close toward halftime.
That was a 14-yard gain. Now Panning's got a hole again, falling forward across the 35 to the 36. That offensive line, like you said, Lou, doing the job. Tyson Sanger, Porter Bartle, Sam Barger. The O-line, they're blocking well. That was a 5-yard gain on first down. Wasting no time getting to the line on second down. And again, it's another 5 yards and another first down. Boy, somebody woke up the Crofton offense. They have been very impressive over these last couple of drives.
Yeah, plenty of time to get back in this game. You'd love to put together a drive here. Maybe take it all the way down to where there's no time left, get some points on the board. Then you feel like you've got the momentum going into the locker room at half.
Into the Hartington-Newcastle territory. Almost a broken play, going to be a big play. Great job by Will Steffen to pick up the fumbled snap. Got the pitch out to Panning, who gets 8 yards out of it.
Well, that was like a Steffen watched the ball, hits the ground, and he looks like a shortstop picking up a grounder there. Just pick it up and throw it over there. Great job to stay with that play and get something out of look like nothing.
So it'll be 2nd and 1 after that 9-yard gain, and Jace Panning, the coming out party for the sophomore continues. Had 146 rushing yards on the season. Coming into tonight, he might equal that in the first half tonight. From the 31. This time it's Wyatt Tramp breaking through the line. Staying on his feet, breaking tackles, leaning forward to the 20. Wyatt Tramp getting in on the action. He's got 11, but he is still down and hurt again.
Yeah, he got tackled by the ankle there.
Yeah.
He's got a bum ankle. We might have seen the last of him tonight.
He's a gamer.
Yeah, he is a tough young man, but boy, howdy, that's he's really appears to be in some pain after that one. And maybe at this point you don't bring him back in the game. We'll see. I know the young man wants to play really badly, but you don't want to lose him for the season.
Struggling to get off the field, was impressive there, a 10-yard carry. He does get over 500 yards on the season, but like you said, Lou, tackled by the ankle that has been bothering him tonight.
Well, that's the style he has, is to run in that crowd. Timeout here on the field, but he likes to run between the tackles. He's a tough guy, but unfortunately there, that ankle just keeps getting banged up worse and worse.
Folks, high school football on News Channel Nebraska is presented in part by Faith Regional Health Services. When you need exemplary care, have faith. 1st and 10 from the 20. Jace Panning This time wrestled down from behind. Aiden Rosner makes the stop, but good blocking again. Gets inside the 20, down to the 16-yard line, and Crofton will burn a timeout. It'll be 2nd down and 6 upcoming. Minute 54 to go in the half. Again, plenty of time, but with Crofton's style of offense, they just have to be mindful of how much time is on the clock.
Yeah, they want to burn it down, but you have to play smart here, though, as you take some timeouts. You're a team that likes to run. You may see Crofton take a shot into the end zone at some point here. Certainly Steffen's a young man that can throw the football. He's already got 3 touchdown passes this season.
Wyatt Tramp is going back out on the field on this play.
That's a guy that brushes his teeth with a Brillo pad. He's a tough dude, man.
So that'll be 2nd down and 6 out of the timeout. I formation. Tramp the deep back. They'll fake to him, and there is no one on the side. Bootleg got him. Will Steffen, touchdown Crofton from 16 yards out.
That was a great fake. Entire right side of the Hartington-Newcastle defense went right, and Steffen went to the left side of the defense, his right side, for an easy touchdown. But that's just a great job. Really caught Hartington-Newcastle going the wrong way.
So just like that, it's a 1-score game. Crofton's offense has come alive here at home. Now the 2-point conversion, looking to the edge and getting in is Panning. And we got ourselves a 2-point ball game. Here we go, minute 48 to go, first half. Crofton back within 2. You're watching News Channel Nebraska.
At Elkhorn Valley Bank, we believe in local. It's something we live by. It's something we're proud of. It's helping our neighbors grow like they've helped us. Supporting families, investing in lives, and creating prosperity. Local means making decisions that grow and improve surrounding communities we call home. Investing in our nonprofits and giving back. Elkhorn Valley Bank and Trust, great for you, great for your community.
Crofton Warriors 16 unanswered. And an 18-point deficit, now a 2-point deficit. Waning moments first half. Alongside Lou Siefker, Kalen Devin on the sidelines. I'm Eric McKay. A lot more life on the Crofton sideline than we had seen earlier tonight.
Yeah, absolutely. Right back in the ball game. That was a big drive. You know, before that drive, Crofton in the first half was 0 for 2 on 3rd down. They were 3 for 3 on 3rd down in that drive. Offense is starting to move the football here tonight for the Warriors.
Will Steffen has his 2nd rushing touchdown tonight. 4th of the season. Oh. Big hit again on special teams. That's Jace Foxhoven firing the crowd up, making the play.
Man, I am impressed with Crofton's special teams. They are good. Boy, do they cover kicks well, tackle well, and they return kicks well as also. They have really put on a clinic on how to play special teams here tonight.
Hartington-Newcastle, they're going to get the ball to start the second half, but boy, Wildcats feel like they're probably going to get something positive here to end the half.
Yeah, you'd like to move the football. Now remember, no timeouts left for the Wildcats.
Sudbeck up the middle. Got a couple. Well, actually, they'll give him no gain. 2nd and 10. Got to the line of scrimmage. That's it. And that's Jace Foxhoven again. He is fired up down there, the linebacker.
Yeah, he's one of those emotional guys for this Crofton defense, guy that plays hard. And when you see a guy like Jace Foxhoven making plays like that, you just want to play hard for that guy. That's the kind of emotional leader that Crofton needs to make this comeback.
And Hartington-Newcastle, they're just going to let this half come to an end. Crofton can't stop the clock a whole lot of times, so 2nd down and 10. Sudbeck sends Filemeyer in motion. He'll keep it up the middle. This time gets past the first level, but not much more. Braxton Foxhoven that time. Stops him for a gain of 4. It'll be third down, but inside of a minute. Hartington-Newcastle just trying to get into the break with the lead.
We'll see what kind of psychological effect this has on a team that's 0-3. They started very well, and now Crofton right back in the game, and all the momentum's on Crofton's side. We'll see how the halftime adjustments come for the Wildcats and how they play with some adversity now on the road after such a great start.
So third down and 6, but both these teams content to let the first half come to an end. If you're Hartington-Newcastle, just got to take care of the football here. Receiver in motion, Sudbeck to the edge. They got first down yardage, actually got out of bounds, so the clock will stop with 5.1. Riley Sudbeck, a gamer in his own right. He gets 7 and moves the sticks. That's his 20th carry already.
Wow. He is going to be a tired young man tonight. We'll see if Hartington-Newcastle just runs clock, or it looks like Crofton is kind of back in a prevent defense, so not sure that you want to take a chance on a catastrophic turnover here if you're Hartington-Newcastle.
And Crofton, a team plus 10 in turnovers coming into tonight. A lot of room. And a good run there, but that'll be the last play of the half. Solid run by Cole Hymas, but it amounts to nothing. What a half we have seen here in Crofton. At the break, it is 24-22. Hartington-Newcastle with the lead. Halftime show coming up on NCN.
At Faith Regional Physician Services OBGYN, listening to you to create an individualized healthcare plan that fits your needs and preferences is our top priority. Whether you need an annual checkup, specialized gynecology care, or pregnancy management, we partner with you to provide expert care using advanced practices, technology, and techniques. Faith Regional Physician Services OBGYN. Care on your terms is the Faith difference.
Does your business need quick, competitive financing for heavy machinery, trucks, or other equipment? Currency is here to help. Whether you're financing construction equipment, farm equipment, trucks, trailers, or any other big-ticket item, Currency will automatically find the best rates. Currency facilitates loans for up to $500,000 with repayment terms up to 72 months. It's fast, easy, and free to use. Visit GoCurrency.com and apply today.
A partner in your everyday since 1975. Woodhouse.
So this yellow jacket, it basically symbolizes that it's showtime.
The Yellow Jackets are a throwback to Monday Night Football.
The 1970s, Keith Jackson, Howard Cosell.
That was the big broadcast in the country. Now we're the big broadcast in Nebraska.
When News Channel Nebraska is covering a game, we want you to know that we take it seriously. We want to dress sharp. We have pride in what we do.
And we're going to wear those yellow jackets to show people, you know, we're a little old school, but we're also the important broadcast of the night.
It's not about the hours, it's not about the acres. It's about the legacy, passed from one generation to the next. At Madison County Bank, we see your farming operation as a legacy, as a successful business, as a crucial part of the world's well-being. For over 130 years, Madison County Bank has stood beside farmers and ranchers in Northeast Nebraska. We have been and always will be here to help you grow. Madison County Bank, member FDIC, equal housing lender.
Some jobs are hard work, long hours, busy days, late nights. But there's something in us that keeps us going when we know what we're doing is making a difference in someone's life. Because it's the hardest jobs that are the most important, and that pride you feel makes it more than worth the effort. NPPD, powering our state, empowering your life.
Does your business need quick, competitive financing for heavy machinery, trucks, or other equipment? Currency is here to help. Whether you're financing construction equipment, farm equipment, trucks, trailers, or any other big-ticket item, Currency will automatically find the best rates. Currency facilitates loans for up to $500,000 with repayment terms up to 72 months. It's fast, easy, and free to use. Visit GoCurrency.com and apply today.
At Faith Regional Physician Services OBGYN, listening to you to create an individualized healthcare plan that fits your needs and preferences is our top priority. Whether you need an annual checkup, specialized gynecology care, or pregnancy management, we partner with you to provide expert care using advanced practices, technology, and techniques. Faith Regional Physician Services OBGYN. Care on your terms is the Faith difference.
Let your next adventure take flight in Sarpy County, Nebraska for some high-flying fun. Legendary family adventures. Out-of-this-world shopping. Star-studded evenings. And award-winning experiences. Our flights are never canceled. Stay, play, and plan your getaway at GoSarpy.com.
Halftime here in Crofton, Nebraska, and Hartington-New 0-3, but they've come on the road. They've got the lead on 8th-ranked Crofton, but it's Crofton with a lot of momentum to end the first half, 24-22. Hartington-New with the lead on the road. Alongside Lou Siefker, I'm Eric McKay. Lou, we'll take a look at some of the key plays of the first half. We had a lot of offense. Both these teams combining for almost 400 yards between the two of them, and it started with one of the wilder plays we've seen all season. That touchdown play looked like an interception, but they said Sudbeck broke the plane with the ball. That's a touchdown. Hartington-Newcastle struck first, and Lou, this Hartington-Newcastle offense is really, really impressive as we see Crofton with a big play here that sets up their touchdown. How about Jace Panning? Forced into action because of the injury to Wyatt Tramp. All he's done is rush for 142 yards and a touchdown in the first half. That run set up this from Will Steffen. 2-point conversion was no good, but Lou, we talked about it. This Hartington-Newcastle offense, a young squad, but they are impressive, and Riley Sudbeck a big reason why.
Yeah, absolutely. Got off to such a great start in this ballgame. That's important when you're 0-3, you're coming on the road, you're playing a really good team like Crofton to get off to a good start. Well, how about a 24-6 lead there in the second quarter? We're going to see another heck of a play here, a long pass that almost was a touchdown. Boy, if that ball, that Sudbeck to Sudbeck, if that ball had been out in front of Sudbeck, the receiver, that would have been probably been a touchdown, but it was a big play that set up this quarterback sneak by the quarterback, Sudbeck.
Yeah, Riley Sudbeck. 55 yards on the ground, 2 rushing touchdowns, 128 yards through the air, and another touchdown. But Crofton, their offensive line has taken over this game, and Jace Panning, he is running like a man possessed. And as impressive a rushing touchdown you'll see right there. Again, 142 yards for the sophomore. Wyatt Tramp has only carried the ball 6 times for 19 yards. He's been limited. He was a decoy on this play, a bootleg that Will Steffen took 16 yards to the house. That's how we get 24-22. Crofton has scored 16 unanswered. It'll be Hartington-Newcastle with the lead as we start the second half. Hey, folks, let's take a look at our community spotlight, which is tonight presented by Currency. Does your business need financing for equipment, trucks, or trailers? All he needs Currency. Visit GoCurrency.com. So Hartington, named after the 8th Duke of Devonshire, Spencer Cavendish, a.k.a. the Marquess of Hartington. We all knew that. Newcastle, by the way, named by Gustavus Smith. He was a founder of the town built the first house in town and called it his new castle. So there you go. That's how Newcastle got its name. Crofton, another British tie. They're named after Crofton Court in England. It was the home of a railroad plotter who brought the railroad through Knox County. Crofton Court still in England, although today it is a retirement home. That, again, your community spotlight presented by Currency.
Now, who was that guy, Gustavus?
Gustafson? Gustavus Smith, yeah.
You know, nobody names their kid Gustavus anymore. I wonder why.
They sure don't. Class D1, we're keeping our eye on some scores from around the state. The game of the night, 9th-ranked Clarkson-Lee is on the road against unbeaten Shelby Rising City. There's going to be some changes in the rankings next week, I think. Shelby Rising City up on Clarkson-Lee 22-0.
Wow.
At the half. North Platte St. Pat's, they are not having much trouble at all right now. They're taking on Sutherland. They're up 42-0 at the break. But there you see the rankings in Class D1. Another score in this district between these two teams, Tri-County Northeast leading Wakefield at the half, 30-20. Let's go down to the field. Kaylin Deppen has more from the sidelines. Kaylin?
Starlight, star bright, Crofton lights are on tonight. Well, you might be saying, Kaylin, it's 8:20 in the evening on a football Friday. Of course the lights are on. Well, it hasn't been this way the entire season. Crofton, as they were preparing for the football season, in the southeast corner here of the football field, there's one singular light that got blown down throughout a storm, and all of Crofton and the football administration, the school administration, Coach Tom Allen and AD Ann Kramer were trying to figure the whole situation out. With only 3 lights, you really can't play a football game. You need all 4. So what they were doing is figuring out how we can practice. They practiced on an opposing softball field as the Crofton football team was preparing to get ready for this season. They had to play Summerland in the season opener 2 hours ahead of schedule while also working with the heat. So a whole heap of issues that Coach Tom Allen said we had to be warriors about. We had to work around the whole situation. And finally, Coach Allen and AD Ann Kramer, they got that the 4th light back up there in the southeast corner, standing on its own. And to help out a little bit, they added some braces to the other 3 lights just to make sure they are staying strong and sturdy tonight. And just like the battlefield on the Crofton field, it has been strong and sturdy for the Warriors. Went down 24-6. They're right back in it, 24-22, under the lights here in Crofton, Nebraska.
At Faith Regional Physician Services OBGYN, listening to you to create an individualized healthcare plan that fits your needs and preferences is our top priority. Whether you need an annual checkup, specialized gynecology care, or pregnancy management, we partner with you to provide expert care using advanced practices, technology, and techniques. Faith Regional Physician Services OBGYN. Care on your terms is the Faith difference.
Does your business need quick, competitive financing for heavy machinery, trucks, or other equipment? Currency is here to help. Whether you're financing construction equipment, farm equipment, trucks, trailers, or any other big-ticket item, Currency will automatically find the best rates. Currency facilitates loans for up to $500,000 with repayment terms up to 72 months. It's fast, easy, and free to use. Visit GoCurrency.com and apply today.
Fall harvest means long hours for you and your equipment. You both need a fuel that can handle the pressure. So use Cenex Ruby Fieldmaster Premium Diesel from Farmer's Pride for more power, better fuel economy, faster starts, and special additives to help reduce downtime. What's more, when you do business with Farmer's Pride, you'll notice a personal touch that goes beyond the expected. Farmer's Pride, in the field, on your farm, in your community.
After my daughter was born, we found out that she had a lip and a tongue tie. We got her tongue and lip tie revised. Some other steps we decided to take also was recommended by the dentist who did the lip and tongue tie for us, was to come see a chiropractor for some body work. Dr. Kim was great, and she just heard my story that we were having issues with breastfeeding, and just the results that we had instantly. That blew me away. I never even expected that. She is very passionate about the people she's working with and for, and the amount of care that she has for them.
It's never been easier to get rewarded for using my debit card at Midwest Bank. I'm volleyball player Allie Batenhorst, and with my rewards checking account, I get rewarded for the simple things. Each time I swipe my debit card getting gas or picking up groceries. With Midwest Bank, it's not about how much money I have in my account. I get rewarded for just using my debit card at all my favorite places. Find out more at MidwestBank.com. Your community, your bank, Midwest Bank.
NCN Sports is brought to you by Borgman Construction. They get the work done with their own crew, never outsourcing the job. Voted best residential roofer in Northeast Nebraska. And by Region 4 Behavioral Health. Affordable, accessible, quality mental health and substance abuse services.
My dad's addiction and death from overdosing on opioids has taught me it's likely that everybody knows somebody who is struggling with this very problem. Losing my mentor, my best friend, he took one pill too many that ultimately killed him.
At Elkhorn Valley Bank, we believe in local. It's something we live by. It's something we're proud of. It's helping our neighbors grow like they've helped us. Supporting families, investing in lives, and creating prosperity. Local means making decisions that grow and improve surrounding communities we call home. Investing in our nonprofits and giving back. Elkhorn Valley Bank and Trust, great for you, great for your community.
At Faith Regional Physician Services OBGYN, listening to you to create an individualized healthcare plan that fits your needs and preferences is our top priority. Whether you need an annual checkup, specialized gynecology care, or pregnancy management, we partner with you to provide expert care using advanced practices, technology, and techniques. Faith Regional Physician Services OBGYN. Care on your terms is the Faith difference.
Halftime here in Crofton. What a fascinating first half we just witnessed. We saw two teams combine for 390 yards of offense. Hartington-Newcastle 207, 79 on the ground, 128 through the air. Crofton 183 yards of offense, all but 4 of them on the ground.
Wow.
But, I mean, we have seen some heroic performances tonight. We talked about Riley Sudbeck. You know, the yards per carry aren't great, but he's getting it done. 20 carries for 55 yards, but through the air, 7 of 12, 128 and a touchdown, 113 receiving yards for Dayton Sudbeck, his favorite receiver. He's got a 30-yard touchdown reception tonight. But, boy, Jace Panning, what a job he has done. Again, Wyatt Tramp limited. Who knows how much we're going to see of him with that ankle injury in the second half. Jace Panning, 14 carries, 142 yards, and a touchdown. He had 146 yards on the season coming into tonight. He'd been used more as a change of pace man out of the backfield. You know, he had been rushing the ball, but as the leading receiver on this team, has 3 touchdown receptions. All 3 touchdown passes that Will Steffen has thrown this season have gone to Jace Panning, but Panning showing he fits right in this Crofton backfield.
Well, I'll tell you what, he's only a sophomore, but, you know, it felt like nothing dropped off when he was out there. I mean, you lose, you know, I don't know if Wyatt Tramp will play a lot in the second half, play the entire second half, I don't know, but his effectiveness as a running back was limited because of that ankle injury. Panning stepped right in, and there was no drop-off at all. That's got to make you feel pretty good, I think, if you're Crofton, if you got a guy like Panning that can step up and make plays like he did. You got to give credit to the big dogs up front for Crofton, especially there in that second quarter. This team was down 24-6.
Yeah.
I mean, it wasn't looking very good, but they regrouped, and they found a way. They got back in the game, and I think they feel pretty good right now at halftime. As I mentioned, we'll see psychologically where Hartington-Newcastle is at. Are they still confident? They moved the ball pretty well in that first half, especially in the first quarter. Now they need to get back to kind of keeping Crofton off balance, using those screens, using those quarterback draws, try to neutralize the aggressiveness of that defense. But you're going to have to be able to move the ball here in the second half, and you got to overcome the fact that you're on the road. Crofton right now after that very good second quarter, has seized the momentum, and now they're going to get the football here with a chance to take the lead on this first drive.
Wynot had a 10-point, or rather Hartington-Newcastle had a 10-point lead on Wynot in their first game of the season, gave up 34 unanswered and lost 50-26, up 16 in the first half here, and Crofton has started a little bit of a run on their own, and it will be Crofton with the ball to start the second half.
And that's when we talk about the psychological effect. Here's an onside kick.
Crofton ready for it. They fall on it and will have great field position at midfield. That's Pinkelman falling on it. And here we go. Crofton offense will take the field, and it is Panning who was out there in the backfield to start.
Yeah, he has been so effective. I think you've got to run with the guy that's effective now. But to finish my point, when you talk about the psychological effect, it's much greater on a team that's 0-3 trying to get that big win than it is if Hartington-Newcastle maybe comes in here 2-1 or 3-0.
On first down, it is Panning with a hole. Jace Panning, first down yardage into Hartington-Newcastle territory, brought down by Cole Hymas, but not before he's able to get 12 and a first down.
Well, Hymas playing at the back end of that defense has saved a couple of touchdowns. Panning nearly broke out of there. If it's not for Hymas, that's probably a touchdown.
First and 10, call it the 27-yard line of Hartington-Newcastle. Pitch to Panning again. Breaks the tackle, stuck and stood up. Riley Sudbeck said that is about enough of that. Holds Panning up for a couple. You've got Wyatt Tramp still in there as a fullback, limping back to the huddle. He is playing hurt tonight.
Yeah, I feel for the young man. He wants to play, wants to make a difference for his team. He is a difference maker, but boy, that one wheel of his is not doing too well here tonight.
2nd and 8 from the 25. Back to Panning, diving into the pile for a couple. Aiden Rosner brings him down from behind. Crofton facing their first third down of the half. Be third down and about 6 from the 23.
Yeah, Crofton 3 of 5 in the first half on third down, but 3 for 3 that last touchdown drive. Now this will be, you got to believe here, I think once you've crossed, especially 8-man football, once you cross this far into the opponent's territory, you're thinking 4 down.
Call it third down and 7 from the 24-yard line. Panning the deep back again, and we've got a timeout burned already by Crofton. We'll take one as well. Big third down play coming up. You're watching News Channel Nebraska.
Does your business need quick, competitive financing for heavy machinery, trucks, or other equipment? Currency is here to help. Whether you're financing construction equipment, farm equipment, trucks, trailers, or any other big-ticket item, Currency will automatically find the best rates. Currency facilitates loans for up to $500,000 with repayment terms up to 72 months. It's fast, easy, and free to use. Visit GoCurrency.com and apply today.
All right, third down and 7 for Crofton. They're down 24-22 on our scoreboard. Presented by Currency. Does your business need help financing big-ticket items? Currency's here to help. Visit GoCurrency.com for details. From the 24-yard line, handoff Wyatt Tramp. Bouncing off defenders, churning forward. Bully balls his way to the 16 for the first down. On basically one leg, Wyatt Tramp getting 8 yards.
Wyatt Tramp doing his best Willis Reed here, coming out on one leg and making plays. That was all heart. Great job by Tramp. And this Crofton offense is really starting to click. You third down and 7, you pick it up running the football. That's a good sign if you're a Crofton fan.
First and 10 from the Hartington-Newcastle 16. Crofton trying to regain the lead. It's Tramp again, left side, cutting back, close to first down yardage. Inside the 10. And that Crofton offensive line is giving the running backs 3 or 4 yards of cushion before they're getting even touched. That's a gain of 9 at second down.
Yeah, big dogs up front getting it done. One of the guys that I've been impressed with is Porter Bartles, the freshman, number 62 for Crofton.
2nd down and 1. From the 7, the pitch. Panning falls forward. That's going to be 1st down yardage. It is 1st and goal Crofton after that gain of 3 by Jace Panning. To the 4-yard line goes Crofton. And the Warriors have it 1st and goal. But we've got another player down for Crofton. That is Seth Pinkelman, who is down. Looks like they're working on the left leg. Just a cramp, perhaps.
Looks like a cramp, yep.
Pinkelman gets work done. We'll take a quick break, come back. Crofton has it 1st and goal. You're watching News Channel Nebraska.
A partner in your everyday since 1975. Woodhouse.
First and goal from the 4 for Crofton. Panning the deep back, they hand it to him. Not going to get there here. Hit hard. Pinballs his way to the 2. It'll be 2nd down and goal. Let's go down to the sidelines with Kalen Devin.
Talked with head coach Rusty Fuller at the break as Hartington-Newcastle up by 2 points, and he said we've got to keep the lead, finish the game, act like we have the lead because we have it right now. We need to get this job done. The spread was working great in the first half and need to adjust to the Crofton defense, but right now, Warriors are driving.
That they are, Kalen. It is 2nd and goal from the 2, and it's Jace Panning. Into the end zone, touchdown, Crofton. The Warriors regain the lead. Jace Panning in from 2 yards out, his 2nd rushing touchdown tonight.
Well, that kind of taken off where they left off in that 2nd quarter was Crofton. Just a methodical drive, big, tough running there, and then right at that Hartington-Newcastle defense. That's Crofton football, what you just saw. They finish it off with a big touchdown.
Panning, his 20th carry tonight. Now they'll try to get him 2 more. Gets to the edge, bounces, reaches forward, did not get there. So Crofton's 2-point conversion no good, but they have the lead back. They've scored 22 unanswered, 28-24, Crofton with the lead. You're watching News Channel Nebraska.
It's not about the hours, it's not about the acres. It's about the legacy, passed from one generation to the next. At Madison County Bank, we see your farming operation as a legacy, as a successful business, as a crucial part of the world's well-being. For over 130 years, Madison County Bank has stood beside farmers and ranchers in Northeast Nebraska. We have been and always will be here to help you grow. Madison County Bank, member FDIC, equal housing lender.
By Jace Panning. What a game for him tonight. 2nd rushing touchdown from 2 yards out. Crofton has the lead for the first time this evening as they've scored 22 unanswered. They have a 28-24 lead on Hartington-Newcastle alongside Lou Siefker. Kalen Devin on the sidelines. I'm Eric McKay.
It feels like if Crofton wins this ball game, one of the reasons will be this excellent special teams. If you're Hartington-Newcastle, you'd like to be able to get a return here, get some field position. You got to have something positive happen because right now Crofton's starting to take this game over. You see the physical play of that offense starting to work there for the Warriors, rather.
Oh, my goodness, What a perfect kick. That thing died at the 1. Feilmeyer had no choice but to try to pick it up.
Man.
He can only get to the 6-yard line. You can't kick it. You don't get a lot of coffin corner kickoffs, but that one was perfect for Crofton.
Yeah, that was outstanding. A great. I mean, I don't know. You know, if I could golf like that, I'd be pretty good. I can't golf like that, but.
So now Hartington-Newcastle has 74 yards of football field in front of them. 1st and 10, their worst starting field position of the night.
feels like a kind of a must answer. As we just mentioned, Crofton's starting to physically take control of the game. Hartington-Newcastle needs something positive, try to get some momentum back.
Hymas in motion. Boy, he ran backwards into the end zone, able to make a positive play out of it, not much. That was big Braxton Foxhoven giving chase. That would scare me backwards as well. Goes for a gain of a yard. It'll be second down.
I'd be running into the darkness if that were me. But
just running into those pines and you never see me again. Hymas' third carry tonight for 23 yards. Second down and 9. Sudbeck gets the call from Coach Fuller. Filemeyer in motion. Sudbeck to the air. Pressured. Gets it away over the middle. Dropped. Incomplete. Trying to get it to Dayton Sudbeck, his most sure-handed receiver tonight.
Now,
can't handle that one. It'll be third down.
And it looked like somebody might have run a wrong route there because Sudbeck and Hymas both in the same area. And when you have two receivers in the same area, you generally have two defenders. You're fortunate that that one didn't potentially get picked.
Third down and 9 from the 7. Hartington-Newcastle trying to get back in control of this one. Quick swing pass. Filemeyer, far side, won't get there. Out across the 10, and that's it. Foxhoven giving chase. Tyson Sanger in on the stop as well. Only 4. It'll be fourth down.
Probably expecting maybe a quick kick here. I'm not sure at this stage of the game, only down 4. Going to do anything and gamble this is own territory.
It will Newcastle roll down to the 38-yard line. First and for Hartington rather. They'll say 36-yard line.
Well, now you're kind of in Crofton's wheelhouse. They've been running the football. They've been running those power plays. They've been taking control of the game physically. Now they've got the lead. And this is where Crofton's really dangerous because they can really shorten this ball game and limit the number of times you're going to get it back.
Steph to the looking for the deep ball. Wide open. Caught. That's Panning. Touchdown. 43 yards. Jace Panning got behind the defense, and Stephen hit him.
Well, like I said, Crofton's probably going to go deep here. That's a great call, though, because I think much like I did, Hartington-Newcastle not expecting that play, expecting the more the power run, but got burned. And great job, great execution. Got that ball out there, and Panning does an awesome job to run underneath it, catch it, and score the touchdown.
Now Panning going for 2, stood up and won't get there, so it remains a 10-point game. But 7:32 to go in the third quarter. Crofton with 28 unanswered. They're up 10. You're watching News Channel Nebraska.
So this yellow jacket, it basically symbolizes that it's showtime.
The Yellow Jackets are a throwback to Monday Night Football.
The 1970s, Keith Jackson, Howard Cosell.
That was the big broadcast in the country. Now we're the big broadcast in Nebraska.
When News Channel Nebraska is covering a game, we want you to know that we take it seriously. We want to dress sharp. We have pride in what we do.
And we're going to wear those yellow jackets to show people, we're a little old school, but we're also the important broadcast of the night.
Crofton is taking control of it. It's the Jace Panning show. Yeah. 3 touchdowns tonight, 1 receiving, 2 on the ground. Will Steffen, not too bad either. He's got 2 rushing touchdowns, just threw for 1 as well.
Yeah.
His 4th touchdown pass of the season. All 4 have gone to Jace Panning.
Well, you caught Hartington-Newcastle coming up in that run support, kind of loading the box. Panning gets behind the defense. That can be the toughest catch of all, is when you're all by yourself out there waiting for that ball to come down. But he was able to secure it. And now Crofton really kind of taking control of this football game right now.
Bit of a worm burner, live ball. Hartington-Newcastle able to scoop it up. Hymas falls forward across the 20 to the 22-yard line. This Wildcat offense just needs something positive. Just needs to move even a couple of first downs. I mean, you need points, but they need to move the football, try to get that mojo they had back in the first quarter.
Yeah, they're reeling a little bit right now, and you're absolutely right. They've got to have something. They've got to try to get some momentum back. And well, I think at this point, if you're Hartington-Newcastle, you would love a big play just to get something going in the right direction.
207 yards in the first half, just 5 so far in the second half. Riley Sudbeck keeps it on the draw play. Sidesteps a defender, has a first down. There's the big play they were looking for. First down, closer to Crofton territory, out to the 37-yard line. Impressive 14-yard scramble by the senior QB.
Yeah, you need a chunk play. You just have your quarterback, Riley Sudbeck, take that football right up the middle. That's worked. That worked in the first quarter. Those quarterback draws and those screen plays were very effective against this Crofton defense.
So now 1st and 10 from the 37. Filemeyer in motion. Sudbeck wants to go to the air, can't do it. He's pressured, so instead takes off. That senior experience makes something out of nothing, doesn't force the issue. It'll be 2nd and 8.
It was Stefan that came up there and made a sure tackle to limit the yards on that
Jace
play.
Foxhoven again in the backfield.
Yeah, he's been back there all night long.
190-pound junior. He's tall, too. Really good rush end. 2nd and 8. Stefan will bootleg to the right. Tripped up from behind. Good job by Jace Foxhoven that time.
You got Jace and Braxton. They've both been living in that backfield. That they have been a difficult. It's been very difficult to keep those two guys out of that Hartington-Newcastle backfield.
Only a yard, so it's 3rd and 7. Ball right at midfield. Hartington-Newcastle trying to stem the tide. The Crofton Warriors have scored 28 unanswered. The number 8 team in the state has taken control of this game as the Wildcats look for their first win of the year. That's Filemeyer in motion. They'll give it to him. Gets the corner, splits a couple of defenders. It's 4th and short. Out across the 35 to the 34. Well, he's going to be close.
I think it's just a little bit short. I think
it's going to depend on the spot. I think we're going to get a measurement here.
Yep.
Needs like the 34 and a half. Looks like he might be about a half yard shy.
That's exactly what I'm thinking. About a half a yard short. I think it looks like it's going to be 4th down and inches here for Hartington-Newcastle.
I mean, that's a no question. Go for it.
Absolutely.
If you're Coach Rusty Fuller, right?
At this stage of the game, down 10, you have to go for it.
Chain gang had to come all the way across the field for that one. He's off by about a yard. So it'll be 4th and 1. And they've been running Filemeyer in motion a lot tonight. Just the 3rd time he's carried the ball. Got 6. So it's 4th and 1 from the 34-yard line of Crofton. This is one you got to have if you're Hartington-Newcastle.
Yeah, this feels there's still 5:52 to go in the 3rd quarter, but this feels like a must-make for the Wildcats.
They've got a Crofton-like formation, couple of tight ends and 2 running backs behind Sudbeck. 4th and a yard. Sudbeck straight ahead. Looks like he got it.
Yep.
Leans forward on that offensive line, got the yard he needed, and moves the sticks. Look, both of these offensive lines are playing 2 freshmen each.
Isn't that crazy?
And honestly, they're both playing pretty well. Now,
Yeah.
the Foxhovens have spent a lot of time in the backfield, but freshman, senior, 5th-year senior, whatever, the Foxhovens are going to give people trouble. I think these linemen have asserted themselves well tonight.
I think some NFL tackles might have trouble with the Foxhovens.
Sudbeck pressured, escapes.
Wow.
Out into the open field. Riley Sudbeck making it happen.
Wow, what a play.
Improvises his way to the 21-yard line, a 12-yard scramble and a first down.
You went from a sack to a first down. What a play by Sudbeck.
Oh,
that is just a great job. Get away from that pressure. Take the ball upfield, get that first down.
12 yards, gets to the 21-yard line of Crofton. Can Hartington-Newcastle finish off this drive? It's been impressive. Hymas in motion. They'll give to him. Good cut. Bounces to the outside. Boy, you do not break tackles on Crofton. They are sure-handed across the board. Seth Pinkelman with the open field tackle there. That's a gain of about 3. It'll be second down.
Yeah, sure tacklers, but also guys that can run to the football. They can close out in a hurry.
2nd and 7. Ball at the Crofton 18. Hymas in motion. Instead, it's Sudbeck. He's got nothing. That time, bottled up. Couple of Foxhovens. Pinkelman in there as well. Lost a couple. It's going to be 3rd and 9.
And that's what you want to avoid here if you're Hartington-Newcastle. I know they're a team that can sling it. I know they have that kind of a diverse offense. But you don't want to be in 3rd and 9 when you're down 10 here as this game is drawing closer to the 4th quarter.
Sudbeck to the air. Nope, he's going to have to scramble it again on 3rd and 9 in Crofton. Therefore, the problem is they want to throw it. They can't because the Foxhovens are spending more time in the Hartington-Newcastle backfield than their own. That's about a 2-yard scramble, but it's 4th and 8.
Yeah, that's been a great job, and that you're absolutely right. They have disrupted the game plan for Hartington-Newcastle, especially here the last couple of quarters. They have made it difficult for Sudbeck to find anything downfield.
4th and 8 from the 18. In motion, Filemeyer. Sudbeck pressured. It's a screen. It's picked off. Crofton dropped back. They saw it. And big Tyson Sanger, the 230-pound sophomore, rumbles his way to an INT.
Well, this is kind of what I was talking about before, where you have Sanger just drops back in coverage because they were reading that screenplay which worked in the first quarter, but they read that beautifully. The pressure came from the outside. Sanger drops back in coverage and makes the pick. That's a big, big play in this ball game.
And now Crofton has it 1st and 10 at the 25, looking to extend their lead. It's going to be a steady. Oh, the ball's loose. Ball is out, and Hartington-Newcastle got it back. Aiden Rosner jumps on it. His second fumble recovery this season. What a turn of events there.
Well, it goes without saying, turnovers can change a ball game. That gives Hartington-Newcastle new life. It felt after that stop there and that interception by Crofton that maybe they had total control of this game. A fumble recovery now gives the Wildcats new life in Crofton territory.
The line is literally 54 against 54.
1st and 10 now from the 20 for Hartington-Newcastle. Sudbeck to the air, has a man, it's Hymas. Inside the 5, into the end zone. Touchdown, Hartington-Newcastle. What a turn of events. And the Wildcats are back within 6.
Unbelievable. One play, Hymas open across the middle, gets the ball in the end zone. One play after the turnover, and now all of a sudden, the turnover, you see how big those are, and if you can cash it in, Wildcats get it done in one play, and now we've got a whole brand new ball game.
I said within 6, they're within 4, trying to make it 2. They're 3 for 3 on 2-point conversions. Make it, nope, it'll be 3 for 4 as Filemeyer drops it. That's big. Points are at a premium, but we got ourselves a ball game. Hartington-Newcastle back within 4. You're watching News Channel Nebraska.
NCN Sports is sponsored by Currency. Visit GoCurrency.com for details. And by Boardman Construction, voted best residential roofer in Northeast Nebraska.
Does your business need quick, competitive financing for heavy machinery, trucks, or other equipment? Currency is here to help. Whether you're financing construction equipment, farm equipment, trucks, trailers, or any other big-ticket item, Currency will automatically find the best rates. Currency facilitates loans for up to $500,000 with repayment terms up to 72 months. It's fast, easy, and free to use. Visit GoCurrency.com and apply today.
What a ball game here in Crofton tonight.
Wow.
Crofton had gone plus 11 in turnovers on the season with that interception. They turn it right back over, just their 3rd giveaway of the season, and it is costly. As Hartington-Newcastle feigns the onside kick, Hymas will kick it away.
I wonder if there's any colleges in Nebraska that would like to be plus 11 in turnovers.
I can think of one.
Yeah.
About 2.5 hours from where we are right now. I'm talking, of course, about South Dakota State. No, that's not true at all. Crofton will have it 1st and 10. The up back falling on it. And it'll be good field position for Crofton again.
Yeah.
Well, Crofton is really, they've been their own worst enemy. They're the only thing that has stopped Crofton. So if they can get back to what they had been doing before, come up with an answer, they'll be back in business.
Yeah, right now it's about, you're right, going back to what you've been doing. I mean, you don't overthink it. They've been very effective since they fell behind 24-6. I don't think you change much. You just make sure that you secure the football.
1st and 10 from their own 38. Jace Panning, the deep back. He gets the pitch. Rides the blockers, 1st down and more into Hartington-New territory. Hymas makes the play that saves the touchdown, but they are getting it done at the first level, are the Crofton Warriors.
Jace Panning is an impressive young man. I mean, I think no matter how, how Tramp does with that ankle, I think Panning has earned some carries here the way he's played tonight.
That was a 19-yard gain. He's got more positive yards here. Correction, that's Tramp carrying the football. Again, if you're just joining us, Tramp limited because of an ankle injury. He's been fighting through it. Gets 5 there. It'll be 2nd down.
I was going to say Tramp is a warrior, but that's already kind of spoken.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
that's true. He's already a warrior. He's like a super warrior, a warrior among warriors. 2nd down 5 from the 21. Tramp, the fullback. The pitch. Near side that's set up again. Great blocking out front. 1st and goal, Crofton. Jace Panning, it's 7-8 yards before he's even got to think about getting touched by a defender. Gets 14 and moves the sticks.
Yeah, you got guys like Foxhoven and Sanger out there. Saw Sanger kind of leading the charge out there in front, throwing some blocks. Crofton on the move.
1st and goal from the 7. I formation now Tramps the deep back. That's who gets it. Into the pile, breaks through. Wyatt Tramp is in. Touchdown, Crofton. How about the 175-pound junior working through the ankle injury and extending Crofton's lead?
Yeah, he's been special because, again, that sort of thing, the way he has played through injury, refusing to stay on the sidelines, and then comes in and not only plays well, but breaking tackles with a bad leg. That's impressive. And gets the ball in the end zone, and that pendulum of momentum swings back toward Crofton.
Crofton's offense has not shown any signs of slowing down. They have done pretty much what they've wanted, with the exception of one play over the last quarter and a half. And now it's Steffen to the air. Lobs and zone, 2-point conversion. Great catch by Seth Pinkelman, and Crofton extends their lead. 2:01 to go in the 3rd quarter. It's Crofton 42, Hartington-New 30. You're watching NCN.
A partner in your everyday since 1975. Woodhouse.
Wyatt Tramp gets the touchdown run, but Jace Panning, 193 yards on the ground. He had 143 on the season into tonight. And now all of a sudden, if you're Crofton, you're thinking, well, got ourselves a two-headed monster in the backfield going forward.
Yeah, I think
it's pick your poison at this point.
I think you found something. I mean, Jace Panning has been special tonight. He's got that really quick first step. He's getting a lot of help from the big guys up front, but boy, has he done some special things even without those big guys up front. You're right, a two-headed monster if hopefully Tramp is healthy.
Feilmeyer tripped up as he tried to get the edge across the 20. Out to the 23-yard line, it'll be 1st and 10, Hartington-Newcastle. Well, the offense, I think they realize they're going to have to score pretty much every time out because Crofton's offense has not shown any signs that they're going to be slowed down.
Well, with 8:04 left in the second quarter, it was 24-6 Hartington-Newcastle. Since then, it's 36-6 in favor of Crofton. They have owned the game since that point, and you're absolutely right. Hartington-Newcastle has to score now. They have to be very efficient, have to score pretty much every time they have the football.
From the 24-yard line, Sudbeck over the middle, incomplete. No flag. Dayton Sudbeck wanted a flag thrown. It'll be 2nd down and 10.
Well, I think this is I think it's a bit of a testimony to the sort of program that Crofton has, that you come in and you fall behind like that. There's no panic. This team just continued to play their game. There's plenty of time left, and they have really responded.
Sudbeck tried to get it out, pass batted down. Looking for that screenplay again, and Crofton's been ready for that the last couple of times. That pass too tall. They were trying to get it to Sudbeck, but it wouldn't have gotten him much anyway.
Yeah, really making adjustments. You saw in the interception, they read that screen very well. And then that play as well, just not able, Hartington-Newcastle not able to get anything on that play.
3rd down and 10 from the 24. Filemeyer in motion, gets the handoff, able to get out of the backfield, but there's that great pursuit by Crofton again. Coming up to make the play, Robbie Fisher. 150-pound senior. Filemeyer only gets a couple. It's 4th down.
Well, I tell you what, Crofton's got some athletes. I mean, Fisher, that was, again, we've talked about it already. That was just a great job. He ran well to the football, makes the tackle. Just a lot of speed and a lot of athletic ability on this Crofton football team.
Big 4th down here, 4th down and 8 from the 26-yard line. Sudbeck sends Hymas in motion. Try to get Crofton to jump. They did not. You got trips to the right. One receiver to the left. Sudbeck to the air. Has a man caught behind the sticks. He's got to make a move and gets there. Scary for Hartington-Newcastle fans there. Yeah. That was about 5 yards shy when Hymas caught it. He's able to get the 1st down out across the 35 to the 36.
Yeah, somehow they get the 1st down, and boy, yeah, this is pretty much ball game if you don't get it here. Pretty good block downfield. They didn't see who that was that allowed Hymas the room to pick up that 1st down.
1st and 10 from the 36. Clock ticking, inside of a minute to go, 3rd quarter. Sudbeck looking over the middle, over the top, too tall, incomplete, pretty well covered. Wanted Cale Korth. Incomplete. Riley Sudbeck throws a pretty good ball.
He really does, yeah. I'll tell you what, we've been talking about Crofton. I'm also impressed that despite the game's starting to get away from them a little bit, but Hartington-Newcastle has hung in there. They have not gone away, and now you get a score here. You're still in this ball game. There's still plenty of time to come back and win this thing.
2nd and 10 from the 36. Sudbeck. Oh. Well, I guess that'll work. Crofton all over it. Wyatt Tramp makes the stop. I think that goes as a completed pass to Cale Korth for about a yard. It'll be 3rd down.
Well, I don't know who's going to be our player of the game, but Braxton Foxhoven, right there, number 83, has provided so much pressure on Sudbeck. He has just not had time to do anything because of Braxton Foxhoven as well as Jace Foxhoven, a couple guys that have just really pressured the heck out of that Hartington-Newcastle offense and Sudbeck, their quarterback.
Wildcats down 12. They got a big 3rd down coming up. 4th quarter next. You're watching News Channel Nebraska.
Get rewarded and earn interest for using your MyDesign Rewards checking account with Midwest Bank. I'm volleyball player Allie Badenhorst, and I get rewarded when I use my debit card grabbing a bite to eat or getting coffee before class. It's easy, simple, and smart. It's not about how much money I have in my account. I get rewarded just for using my debit card at all my favorite places. Find out more at MidwestBank.com. Your community, your bank, Midwest Bank.
As we begin the fourth quarter here on NCN, it is 42-30. Crofton with the lead on Hartington-Newcastle. Credit the Wildcats. You know, they were up in the first half. Crofton on a 36-6 run, but the Wildcats showing some heart. They're not quitting. They got a 3rd and 9 here. Handoff, Filemeyer's got some room to the edge. A little bit of speed, then he's hammered. Shy of first down yardage. It'll be 4th down and about 2 after that 7-yard gain.
Yeah, that's situation now where I think you're thinking 4 downs no matter where you're at on the field, just because you're you know, obviously not if you're at your own goal line or anything, but anywhere near midfield or into Crofton territory, you're thinking 4 downs.
So 4th down and 2. From the 36-yard line in Crofton territory. Hymas in motion, Sudbeck looking for it up the middle, fighting, won't get there. Crofton gets the stop. And guess who? Braxton Foxoven brings him down for no gain. It's Crofton football.
Well, he has had a dominant night, has he not? He is so difficult to block. I'll tell you what, this is I'm impressed with this group, this Crofton team. I've been impressed with both teams. But I think Crofton, you know, you look at their schedule going forward, they got a chance to run the table. They could be 8-0.
Absolutely. They'll be at home against Laurel Concord Coleridge next week. Then Homer, Tri-County Northeast, and Wakefield to finish the season. Tri-County Northeast was leading Wakefield at the half earlier tonight. Steffen going to keep it and pay the price for that. Negative play. Not been a lot of those from Hartington-Newcastle's defense tonight, but Aiden Rosner, he's played well defensively. That goes for a loss of 2.
Yeah, absolutely. You know, and I think a team like Hartington-Newcastle has had this gauntlet of a schedule, the first 4 games. They also could win their last 4 ball games.
I'll tell you what, Lou, regardless of what happens tonight, I think this is a playoff team.
Yeah, I think so.
They can run the table the rest of the way with the strength of schedule they've had, and I think running the table is certainly possible. 4-4 will get them in. 2nd and 12, pitch up the middle. Here's Tramp bouncing off defenders. My goodness. It's just bully ball. They're just out physicaling Hartington-Newcastle right now. Tramp close to first down yardage.
Well, that's exactly what Crofton likes to do. You're seeing Crofton football right now. You got the lead, and they're just muscling. They just roll up their sleeves, and they out-muscle you. And right now, it's if you're Hartington-Newcastle, the only thing that's gone well for them is they got a turnover. They're going to need another turnover to try to stay in this game.
3rd down and about a half yard. Ball's at the 35 of Hartington-Newcastle. Tramp the deep back. The pitch, Tramp, first down. Again, it's 3-4 yards before they're even getting first contact with the defense. Tramp gets 5 and moves the sticks.
Again, Crofton in that first quarter 0 for 2 on 3rd down. Since then, on 3rd down, they're 5 for 5.
Wyatt Tramp has 64 yards on the ground to go along with the 193 of Jace Panning.
Yeah, that's. Imagine if you get Tramp, you know, hopefully that ankle is okay. And
tell you what, it's looking pretty good right now.
Looking really good right now.
Limped much in the second half.
Yeah.
From the 31-yard line, it's Tramp again, and it's Tramp getting the first down. It's Tramp hurdling down to the 20.
It's another ankle
Brought
tackle.
Down by the ankle again, though, and again he is slow to get up. That ankle has been giving him troubles all night.
You know, there's nothing, nefarious going on. They're just making plays.
Yeah.
Hartington-Newcastle. But that's what you worry about right now with if you're Crofton is those ankle tackles. They're just taking a toll on this young man.
He can put very little weight on his right ankle right now.
He is as tough as they come, but well, I think at this stage, I don't know if I would put him back in the game. I know he wants to play and help his team win this game, but that's a young man that you want the rest of the season. You don't want to lose him or make that ankle injury worse where he's going to be out a lot longer.
75 yards on 13 carries for the junior. Much of that coming here in the second half. 1st and 10. Goes back to Panning. Wow. Navigating his way through the traffic, gets down to about the 15-yard line, a 5-yard gain. He inches ever closer to 2 Bills on the ground on 24 carries.
I'm telling you, I am impressed with him. That was a 5-yard gain, but it should have been nothing. He did a nice sidestep there to get away and to pick up a good gain there on first down.
And now Panning was limping a little bit as he went to the sideline. Wyatt Tramp is back in. Be second down and 5.
It appears now Tramp back in the game.
Yep.
My goodness.
From the 15, it's Tramp. Has a hole. Tramp inside the 5. Tramp to the end zone. Touchdown, Crofton. Wyatt Tramp's second rushing touchdown tonight. I mean, this offensive line, they should not have to pay for a single lunch this coming week. They have been incredible tonight.
Yeah, the offensive line you're right, they've been a bit of an unsung hero in this game because you've got a guy like Panning that comes in, as a sophomore and has this big game. Tramp's playing with an injury. But that offensive line has made life pretty easy for those guys at times.
Tramp will attempt the 2-point conversion, and he gets it. And Crofton has taken control of this contest. With 8:15 to go, it's the number 8 team in the state up by 20. You're watching News Channel Nebraska.
The Heart and Vascular team at Faith Regional Cardiovascular Institute has spent the last 22 years focused on providing the highest level of heart care possible. With over 24,000 patients seen in the last 2 years alone, we know cardiac care by heart. Today, we offer the most advanced practices and technology to patients in 11 local communities, ensuring easier access to cardiology services. With specialists focusing on heart failure, vascular diseases, thoracic surgery, abnormal heart rhythms, and general cardiology, you can count on our heart experts to collaborate to provide you with the best care possible. Faith Regional Cardiovascular Institute, keeping a pulse on the hearts of Nebraska for over 2 decades, is the faith difference.
Crofton kicking it away. Hartington-Newcastle will recover. The up back at the 28-yard line, but Crofton is taking control of this one. They're up 20. It's all about the running game. Crofton as a team, by my count, 306 yards on the ground on 43 carries. That's 7.1 yards per carry as a team. That's an offensive line that's getting the job done.
Yeah, absolutely. If you're going to beat Crofton, you got to try to slow down that running game. Easier said than done. Good running backs, obviously a good quarterback that can run the football, and an offensive line that has looked really good here in this ballgame.
Now Riley Sudbeck, speaking of gamers, by the way,
yeah.
This young man is a football player. The win-loss record not showing it, but boy, Riley Sudbeck, he is a heck of a quarterback.
Well, is there anybody in the state of Nebraska that wouldn't take Riley Sudbeck on their team? He is a special player, and it's just this defense for Crofton, I think, has had a great night, especially up front. They have just terrorized him and the rest of that offensive backfield.
Sudbeck, pass tip, look out, dangerous and incomplete. Diving for it was Crofton after it was tipped at the line of scrimmage. And now the Crofton player that dove for it might have pulled something on his way down to the turf.
Now it appears again like another cramp.
That was Braxton Foxoven again with the QB hit. And it was, I think that's Will Steffen that's down there getting worked on. Yeah, that's Steffen who was diving for the interception. So that's your quarterback.
Yeah.
Want to make sure he's okay.
Certainly appears like a cramp.
We talked about Riley Sudbeck. He's carried the ball 29 times. But I would wager 8 or 9 of those have been scrambles on plays that were designed as passes.
Yeah, that's exactly right. I think that's one of the big differences in the game, and especially since that first quarter, is how much pressure this defensive line has put on Sudbeck. And it's difficult. I don't care who you are. I don't care if you're John Elway or Tom Brady. When you get pressure, that changes things. It makes you make it speeds your game up, and you've got to make quick decisions, and it's difficult to be efficient as a quarterback when you're running for your life, and that defensive line for Crofton has done a great job of doing that here tonight.
3rd down and 5, trying to get the edge, but losing yards is Cole Hymas, and that was Tramp that time, breaking into the backfield. Huge loss. It'll be 4th down and 11.
Well, really, Crofton now at this point taking over the game physically.
Correction, that was Foxhoven.
Yep.
Tramp was over there, but my goodness. They're going to have nightmares about the number 83 for the next week.
Yeah. Well, I don't know how many tackles that guy has, but it's a lot, Foxhoven. But the number of pressures that he has brought has been significant here tonight.
4th and long, looking deep for Sudbeck, incomplete. It was there. He got turned around a little bit, got behind the coverage of Jack Drotzman.
Yeah, ball thrown behind Dayton that time. He turned and almost made that catch. That would have been a big play, but unfortunately, it goes for naught. Now Crofton, already up 20, has a chance to ice this thing away.
Yeah, this one all but over with 6:50 to go. Crofton trying to get to 4-0 for the first time in over a decade. Team that last year went 6-4, lost in the second round to eventual state champ Clarkson Lee. Stick around after the game. We've got our coach's post-game interview brought to you by Sarpy County Tourism. Crofton on 1st down will hand off to Wyatt Tramp, who's still going. Imagine how good he'd be on 2 good ankles. Inside the 15, down to the 11-yard line. That's 16 more for Wyatt Tramp, and that gives Crofton, I believe, 2 running backs over 100 yards.
Well, you said something there. You said that Wyatt Tramp is still going. That has a couple meanings there. He's still going on that run, but he's still going. How is this guy doing it with that? A couple of times he walked off the field, and I'm thinking he's done. There's no way he's coming back. Not only does he come back in the game, but he comes back in the game and makes plays. That is remarkable.
15 carries, 106 yards, and 2 touchdowns on 1.5 ankles. 1st and 10 from the 12-yard line. Go with a motion man handoff to the up back. He's not going to get much. Hanging on for dear life was Aiden Rosner. That was Seth Pinkelman's first carry. Got a yard. It'll be 2nd down. Crofton not trying to do anything fancy here. They'll be back home next week as you see Rosner make the play against Laurel Concord Coleridge. Hartington-Newcastle will be back at home, just their 2nd home game of the season. Next week as they get Wakefield. Beginning a stretch of games that, again, like we've talked about, a lot of winnable games. This Hartington-Newcastle team, they're about as good as an 0-4 team if they lose this one as you're going to find.
Well, they've played such a difficult schedule.
Yeah. Here's Tramp straight ahead inside the 5. Down to about the 2. That's a gain of 8. It'll be close to 1st down yardage.
You
no
never
signal
know, Eric, what's going to happen as far as injuries and things, and especially at this level. But if Crofton's able to stay healthy, I think this team looks like a state championship caliber team. With their physicality, their speed, play really good defense.
3rd and short, did not get the 1st down from the 3. It's a handoff to Pinkelman. He didn't get there, and no gain. Nice play there defensively by Hartington-Newcastle. It's 4th down and about a yard.
Now Crofton obviously going to go for it here. And even if you don't get it, you're giving Hartington-Newcastle really bad field position, so kind of a no-brainer for Coach Allen and the Warriors.
4th and short. Wyatt Tramp, the deep back. Crofton taking their time. Pitch to Tramp, and he's in. Touchdown, Crofton. Wyatt Tramp, his 3rd rushing touchdown tonight.
Yeah, 3rd rushing touchdown of the second half. Man, I don't know how this young man is doing it. Again, it does help that you have an offensive line that's really taken over the game. The line play on both sides of the ball for Crofton has taken over since they're down 24-6. And that's, the big uglies don't get as much credit maybe as they deserve sometimes, but both sides of the ball up front, Crofton has dominated this game since that first quarter.
They'll go for two here. Yeah, they were down 18 at one point. But they have come back strong in a big way. The two-point conversion, that's a hard hit. Good catch by Pinkelman on the far side. And with 4:13 to go, it's Crofton up big, 58-30. You're watching News Channel Nebraska.
So this yellow jacket, it basically symbolizes that it's showtime.
The Yellow Jackets are a throwback to Monday Night Football.
The 1970s, Keith Jackson, Howard Cosell.
That was the big broadcast in the country. Now we're the big broadcast in Nebraska.
When News Channel Nebraska is covering a game, we want you to know that we take it seriously. We want to dress sharp. We have pride in what we do.
And we're going to wear those yellow jackets to show people, we're a little old school, but we're also the important broadcast of the night.
(58-30), Crofton, the number 8 team in Class D1, looking to perhaps move up the NCN rankings. I know the number 9 team in the state was in a little bit of trouble earlier tonight. Clarkson-Lee, the defending champs. Meanwhile, Crofton, another injury. Seth Pinkelman, he was hit hard on that touchdown reception, and he is working his way off the field. There you see the NCN rankings. You'll see North Platte St. Pat's, they were up big. Cross County was up big as well. Sandy Creek, very little trouble. Not a lot of, in fact, there were no matchups between ranked teams tonight. The game of the night was really that Clarkson-Lee Shelby Rising City matchup. I've not seen an update, but Shelby Rising City was up 22-0 on Clarkson-Lee at the half. The Huskies looking to go 4-0 on the year, which is what Crofton's trying to do as they kick it away. From the 8-yard line, here's Cole Hymas. Gets the edge, gets out across the 15 to the 18-yard line.
Well, I think one thing that kind of stands out to me, the way Crofton has taken over this game. In that first half, Hartington-Newcastle was 4 of 8 on third down and 2 of 2 on fourth down, so did a great job converting. Second half, 0 for 6 on third downs. They did convert a couple of fourth downs, but 2 for 5. So 2 for 11 between third and fourth downs in the second half. Much different game. The defense for Crofton really taking over here in the second half.
Hartington-Newcastle just 82 total yards in the second half after 207 in the first half. Will Feilmeyer adding a few more. Gets out across the 20, off the 21-yard line. It'll be second down and 6. And we got college football coming up on NCN. Missouri Southern coming up to take on UNK. That'll be an 11:45 broadcast time. Then 5:45 tomorrow evening, Lou, you'll be on hand as Wayne State plays host to Southwest Missouri State.
Yeah, that should be a fun one, folks. If there's no other games of interest, I
don't think there are any in the state of Nebraska anyway.
Wayne State is a fun team to watch.
Yeah.
I mean, if you want to watch some fun football, watch Wayne State. That's a good program, and that should be a great game.
Sudbeck up the middle. It's about 5 yards there. Third and about a yard. Sudbeck fakes the handoff. He'll keep it himself up the middle. Oh, sorry, we got a new quarterback in the game. That's Austin Sudbeck. Of course it's another Sudbeck. He gets first down yardage out across the 30 to the 31-yard line. So we got lots of Sudbecks.
Which is a good thing, I think, if you're Hartington-Newcastle.
Absolutely.
You like more Sudbecks, the better.
Working well for them. Again, they're going to slip to 0-4 tonight. Don't be shocked if at the end of the year this is a 4-4 team making it into week 1 of the playoffs.
Yeah, would not surprise me a bit.
Coach Rusty Fuller's got a talented squad that has just run into a buzzsaw of a schedule to start the season. Handoff up the middle. That's Jason Hymas, another freshman. No gain there. It's just his second carry of the season. It'll be second down and 10.
Yeah, one D1 game of note. How about the Stanton Mustangs? They
Oh,
beat
boy.
GACC 58-12 tonight. That's a good-looking football team as well.
You got them, you got North Platte, St. Pat's, and Cross County. Those three have kind of separated themselves as teams to beat in D1 as a big tackle made on Ty Offer, another freshman. That's a loss on the play. That was Jacob Hookstein making the stop. Loss of 2. It'll be third down. So 3rd and 12 from the 30. Hartington-Newcastle. Little flare pass, caught but well shy of first down yardage, maybe a yard. That's all. Pass complete to Jason Hymas. It'll be 4th down and long.
Well, it doesn't seem like it drops off much there when the backups come in for Crofton. They really run well to the football. Just that's kind of a staple, I think, of this team is they're not only being physical but running well and tackling very, very well.
4th and 10. Hartington-Newcastle going to punt this one away. Punt is off. Wow, how about the freshman, Jason Hymas? That's a good punt. That's going to take a Hartington-Newcastle roll. Lou, we have seen a lot of good punting on News Channel Nebraska this year.
Yeah, I'm all about the punter. That's a you talk about special teams.
Yeah.
And the punter is often overlooked unless he does something bad.
It's true.
But a punter can you saw just really kind of flip the field there. And now, granted, this game is pretty well decided, 1:16 to go. But that's what a good punter can do. Can really change field position for your team.
So Crofton taking the field for the final time here. With some backups into the game. We'll hold everything. We've got a false start. You know, penalties were really hurting Crofton in the first half. No penalties until that play right there in the second half. They really shored that part of their game up as well.
Yeah, that really helps when you play clean football. Generally, you win when you're when you're a really good football team, like they are.
That moves him back to the 5. I'm with you, Lou. Look, offensive line play is the big determiner. To me, that's the separator of a championship team or not. And the kind of offensive line play, oh, no, they fumbled the football. Crofton's got it. Picked up by Aiden Collier, the freshman, his first fumble recovery of the season. And so Hartington-Newcastle going to get a chance to add some points here before this game is done.
Yeah, if your backups come in and try to convert a turnover, they were the last time Crofton fumbled. It was the only time since the first quarter that Hartington-Newcastle was able to score. Now the backups have the opportunity to try to put some points on the board.
Get them some momentum going into that home game against Wakefield next week. Got a couple of home games coming up, Wakefield and Tri-County Northeast. They'll go with a keeper up the middle. Down to the 1-yard line, Austin Sudbeck. Trying to get his first ever touchdown, got 4 yards there.
Well, to kind of piggyback on what you were saying, Eric, I think if you're good up front, you got a chance to be good. If you're not good up front, I don't care how many good ball carriers you have.
Sudbeck trying to get behind those big men, spins forward into the end zone. For the first of what could be a whole lot of touchdowns in this young man's career, the freshman, Austin Sudbeck, in from a yard out.
Yeah, I got a feeling we'll be calling his name here in the future. Another talented Sudbeck for Hartington-Newcastle, and they get the touchdown off the turnover.
Get him a little bit of positivity. Again, this game was 24-6. Hartington-Newcastle with the lead in the second quarter, and Crofton just decided that they were going to take this game over. 2-point conversion is good. That's Feilmeyer in from 2 yards out. We'll keep it here, 58-38. Crofton with the lead, 42 seconds to go in this one. And they will get to 4-0 on the season.
Now, Crofton, we've seen how good they can play defensively. We go back to that giving up only 2 points to Bloomfield. That's darn impressive. Also only gave up 12 points to Neely Oakdale. gave up 36 to Summerland in the opener. But I think if you're Hartington-Newcastle, you go back to that first quarter and how you started the ball game. If you can build on that, I mean, you came out and you played real well. Crofton, let's face it, they're the better team, and I think they're a state championship caliber team. But I think you saw some good things. You try to build on that and try to maybe be a little bit more consistent. But again, it's tough when you get beat up front. That's what happened the last 3 quarters of this game. Crofton just so good up front on both sides of the ball.
Kick bobbled by the by the back Sam Pinkelman. Pinkelman turns the corner. Nice little return here for the 155-pound junior. Crofton's got 34 seconds before they get to 4-0 on the season. Well, folks, we're back to 11-man football next week on Friday night. We'll see the Pierce Blue Jays in action against Wayne, and Pierce is in a dogfight. 3:15 to go. They have a 30-28 lead over Omaha Roncalli.
Wow, good game.
Coach Darren Sucksdorf bouncing back. Turns out that Wahoo team they lost to is pretty good.
Yeah, they're really good.
Pitch, backfield has this for a strong little run. Still going. Backing his way across first down yardage. Young man says, I want my yards. That's Tyson Jackson, the freshman, fighting forward for 14.
Tyson Jackson said, play me, coach, play me, put me in the game. That's a great job. Just a effort play, and that's what's going to get your coach's attention is plays like that effort type play.
That was his first carry of the season. And Crofton, I don't believe, is going to have to snap the football again. And that is indeed the case. Clock will run out, and Crofton gets to 4-0 on the year. Wasn't easy at first, but a dominant performance up front has Crofton looking like a contender in Class D1. Your final, Crofton 58, Hartington-Newcastle 38. Post-game show next on NCN.
NCN Sports is brought to you by Borgman Construction. They get the work done with their own crew, never outsourcing the job. Voted best residential roofer in Northeast Nebraska. And by Region 4 Behavioral Health. Affordable, accessible, quality mental health and substance abuse services.
Home is more than a place. It is a feeling, a refuge, a comfort. And the home lending team at Madison County Bank knows how important it is to you to have a house that feels like a home. Building, remodeling, buying, or renting, no matter your home situation, stop into Madison County Bank to see how we can help you achieve your goal. Madison County Bank, here to help you grow. Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender.
NCN Sports is sponsored by Currency. Visit GoCurrency.com for details. And by Borgman Construction, voted best residential roofer in Northeast Nebraska.
Some jobs are hard work, long hours, busy days, late nights. But there's something in us that keeps us going when we know what we're doing is making a difference in someone's life. Because it's the hardest jobs that are the most important, and that pride you feel makes it more than worth the effort. NPPD, powering our state, empowering your life.
Does your business need quick, competitive financing for heavy machinery, trucks, or other equipment? Currency is here to help. Whether you're financing construction equipment, farm equipment, trucks, trailers, or any other big-ticket item, Currency will automatically find the best rates. Currency facilitates loans for up to $500,000 with repayment terms up to 72 months. It's fast, easy, and free to use. Visit GoCurrency.com and apply today.
At Faith Regional Physician Services OBGYN, listening to you to create an individualized healthcare plan that fits your needs and preferences is our top priority. Whether you need an annual checkup, specialized gynecology care, or pregnancy management, we partner with you to provide expert care using advanced practices, technology, and techniques. Faith Regional Physician Services OBGYN. Care on your terms is the Faith difference.
next adventure take flight in Sarpy County, Nebraska for some high-flying fun. Legendary family adventures. Out-of-this-world shopping. Star-studded evenings. And award-winning experiences. Our flights are never canceled. Stay, play, and plan your getaway at GoSarpy.com.
At Faith Regional Physician Services OBGYN, listening to you to create an individualized healthcare plan that fits your needs and preferences is our top priority. Whether you need an annual checkup, specialized gynecology care, or pregnancy management, we partner with you to provide expert care using advanced practices, technology, and techniques. Faith Regional Physician Services OBGYN. Care on your terms is the Faith difference.
"58-38, Crofton impressive in victory at home. Time now for our coach's postgame interview, brought to you by Sarpy County Tourism. Stay, play, and plan your getaway at GoSarpy.com. Kalen Debin with Tom Allen, coach, and Kalen, take it away.
A tough and gritty win for the now 4-0 Crofton Warriors here with head coach Tom Allen. Coach, first of all, take me through the game. You're down 24-6 at one point. What was going through your head?
Not many good things at that point, to be real honest with you. Very concerned. I told these kids all week long how good this team is. They hadn't won a game yet, but while watching them on tape, I was very, very nervous about this team. And as you can see, I was right. But at that point in time, I knew we had to stay the course. Still had to keep running the football. And we ended up on the right end of things, but it was nerve-wracking there for a while, of course.
Yeah, I mean, you end up scoring a couple of touchdowns there, 24-22 there at the halftime break. What'd you tell your team there in the halftime huddle?
Well, we scored the last two touchdowns of the half. We felt like we had the momentum going into the second half, then we got the ball. We put that one going in the first drive of the second half, and I felt like we could then take control of the game. And we did. We scored on that drive, and of course, they answered here and there, but we did a good job the rest of the game and put the game away.
Well, to only hold Hartington-New, you had that offense who scored 24 points in the first half, then 6 points throughout almost the entire rest of the game until that last final touchdown made it a total of 14. But what was the defensive movement there in the second half?
Well, we gave up a couple big plays, and you're going to do that against a really good team. Hats off to them, right? But we talked a lot about limiting the big plays, keeping the kids in front of us. Not giving up those big scores, those long scores, and I thought we did a better job of it, and that's what was the difference in the game.
Well, talk about your offensive line, the way that they were pushing the ball, around 7 yards per carry. That's what we had up top. What was that?
Yeah, they knew we were running it, and we still were able to run it. So it says a lot about those young men up front, and most of them are sophomores, juniors, freshmen. So they did a nice job. Hats off to them also, and then the whole team. I'm just proud of them.
Well, what's a win like this going to do for you the rest of the year? You're halfway through this season now, and a couple more games left before you hopefully make a move into postseason. What's a win like this going to do?
Oh, we're very excited. We're going to celebrate all weekend. Any win's a big win. We got to get back after it on Monday and get ready for next week. And we got a couple little dings. Hopefully nobody's injured enough they can't play next week, and that's the important thing.
Last thing for you, Coach Allen, Jace Panning. A pretty decent game today. How are you feeling about him?
Yeah, it was really good till he fumbled that one ball, so I got to give him a hard time. He had a great game. Did a nice job. He's a dynamic young man, got great speed. I'm glad he's on our side.
Crofton Warriors coach Tom Allen, 4-0 for the first time since 2012. Good luck with the rest of the year, Coach.
Thank you.
We're going to bring in Jace Panning, player of the game. I'm going to step on here the left side of me. Man, how are you feeling about that? So 198 yards, just too shy of two bills. You wish you can get those 2 yards back?
Yeah, I wish, but I mean, if I have to give up 2 yards to win the game, that's what I'm going to do for my team.
I love it. You had 2 touchdowns on the ground. Also had that big touchdown through the air. What was that like for you, seeing that thing fly out, flutter in the lights?
I mean, it's just like we practice all day. It's the same thing, same route, just same routine. Keep it routinely. That's all I got to say about that.
Yeah, and what was going through your head when you're down 24-6? What was your message to the team?
We just got to go back and keep punching. So when we get punched in the face, we go around and go punch them back. It's how we roll. Be more physical than they are.
You're pretty excited about 4-0?
Oh, yeah. Always be.
What is a 4-0 start going to do for the Warriors?
Well, it's going to give us more confidence, and it's going to make other teams just, worried about what we're going to do every game. That's all we got to do. next game. That's all we got to look forward to.
And how can a win like this continue to improve your game? Coach mentioned that fumble. Obviously, it's one mistake. You put it in the rear view and had a great rest of your game. So what is a performance like this going to do for your performance the rest of the season?
It's going to give confidence. It's going to give confidence in my guys up in the front, you know, and it's going to let everyone else just kind of relax, take a break, and then keep pushing forward for the win, you know.
3 total touchdowns for number 10, Jace Panning. Congratulations on the great game and the great win.
Thank you.
We are going to send it back up to the booth. Eric McKay and Lou Siefker on News Channel Nebraska.
Yeah, Jace Panning was not expecting to have that many carries. 24 carries, 198 yards, 2 touchdowns. Also had a 43-yard touchdown pass. He did have the fumble. Coach is right. We almost had to disqualify him for player of the game because that fumble. But no, that's not true at all. That player of the game interview brought to you by Dr. Kim Chiropractor in Norfolk, located at 324 West Norfolk Avenue. Let's take a look at our top plays tonight, brought to you in part by Currency. Does your business need financing for equipment, trucks, or trailers? All you need is Currency. Visit gocurrency.com. 3-0 against 0-3, but that 0-3 team, probably better than their record. That's Hartington-Newcastle on the road against the 8th-ranked Crofton Warriors. The Wildcats showing they're better than 0-3 early in the game, as they would actually take the lead. How about this pass from Riley Sudbeck? Finds Dayton Sudbeck, able to cross the plane with the ball. Looked like an interception. The official said no, that's a 30-yard touchdown. And Hartington-Newcastle has the 8-0 lead in the first quarter. They build a 24-6 lead, but Crofton starts to take over, and they do it with Jace Panning. Forced into action a little bit more because of an injury to Wyatt Tramp. He was hobbled a bit with an ankle injury. Jace Panning, 15 yards in. The touchdown there makes it a 10-point game. Crofton keeps running. How about this bootleg? Fooled everybody. And Will Steffen, one of 2 rushing touchdowns for him. That brings Crofton within 2. It's 24-22. Hartington-Newcastle with the lead at the half, but the second half belonged to the home team. Crofton getting it done. Jace Panning this time through the air. He has 4 touchdown receptions on the season, including this one. No one around him. 43 yards to pay dirt. Jace Panning had 3 total touchdowns on the night. Crofton extending their lead at that point, and they would dominate on offense and on defense. The screenplay blown up, picked off by Tyson Sanger. The sophomore turns it over, stopping a Hartington-Newcastle drive as they're trying to come back from behind. And Hartington-Newcastle would get it right back on a turnover and get to the end zone. Riley Sudbeck had a nice game through the air, found Cole Hymas on that 20-yard touchdown strike, but it was all Crofton from there. Their offensive line averaged 7 yards per carry as a team. Wyatt Tramp, though hobbled, still got to triple digits and had 3 touchdowns, all in the second half. Here he is again, bowling his way through. Bully ball. Wyatt Tramp gets to pay dirt, and Crofton dominates the second half. They get the win at home. 58-38 is your final score. Crofton is 4-0 for the first time since 2012. And those top plays brought to you in part by Elkhorn Valley Bank. For all of your banking needs, Elkhorn Valley Bank and trust. There is a difference. Lou, when you block like that, Crofton is a championship contending team. Maybe the rest of the way, the one thing that maybe they have to do differently, figure out a way to throw the ball a little bit more. They showed when they can throw it, they can do it. They just might need to mix that in a little bit more if they're going to hang with the top teams in D1 the rest of the way.
Yeah, I think if you're going to beat these guys, you got to force them to pass. That's easier said than done. The way they run the football, 7 yards a carry, it's pretty tough to force them to pass. But if you can do that, you'd have a chance. I think this win at the end of the year is going to look a lot better than it does right now. People are going to say, oh, they beat an 0-4 team, big deal. It's a pretty good 0-4 team as Hartington-Newcastle. And like I said, at the end of the year, we'll see how many games Hartington-Newcastle can win. But I think it's going to be a more impressive win. And then, you look here, down 24-6. After that point, you dominated 52-6 until the last touchdown that Hartington-Newcastle had. That's an impressive turnaround. This is a good football team and a quality win here tonight.
And they're back at home next week against Laurel Concord Coleridge. Hartington-Newcastle at home as well next week against Wakefield. We will be at the Pierce-Wayne game a week from tonight, as Pierce gets the win tonight over Roncalli, 37-28. Look out. Those Pierce Blue Jays, 3-1. Here they come. For my broadcast partner, Lou Seifker, Kalen Devin on the sideline, Connor Luby in the truck, and the entire NCN Sports crew. Again, our final score, 58-38. Crofton gets the win. Thank you so much for joining us. You've been watching News Channel Nebraska. Have a good night.